United stand. We are live. It is Manchester United versus Everton in a game they must win. They must win. If you're here for the match reaction, the link is in the video description. But we are live before kickoff. We are waiting for the team news, and that team on my left is apparently the leaked Manchester United team for today. We haven't had it confirmed yet, but we should have it confirmed in the next 60 seconds or so. My initial thoughts are that yet again, why are you moving your best centre-back to right-back? I know that we potentially do have, Luke Shaw's suspended, Ashley Young's not been taken, which I think is a great thing, but would Liverpool move Van Dijk to right-back to play Lovren? You know, would Man City move their best centre-back to right-back to play one of their worst centre-backs? It's risky. It's really, really risky, and if it works off, that's great, but there were options today. I mean, I know Darmian's going in the summer, but it doesn't mean you can't use him. You know, it doesn't. Lukaku starting up front, I think, is interesting because it's a former club thing, so that isn't necessarily a bad thing as far as I'm concerned. But the midfield three is a little bit disappointed as well. I've got to be honest with you and say that I would have expected Scott McTominay to play in this game, and I don't really remember what Matic has done to force his way back into the team. But it's only speculation at the moment. Although it's not. It is the team. That is the team. So the leaked team was the right team. It is De Gea in goal. It is Lindelof at right back with Smalling and Jones centre backs. The Chuckle brothers reunited. Delo will play at left back, which I think is the right decision. Matic as the CDM with Fred more advanced than Pogba, and Rashford, Martial and Lukaku. So look, that front three, to be honest with you, whether Lukaku's going to leave or not, I think Martial and Rashford have been very lucky to start today. So they've got to grab that opportunity. I quite like Pogba playing next to Fred as a more advanced midfielder. Fred doing the box-to-box work. Matic, a lot of pressure on him today. There's really not much of a reason to drop Scott McTominay, but he's done it. And the risk for me is the back four. It's playing Jones and Smalling together, who I think don't work. But Lindelof does work as a centre-back, and he's the right-back. So let's see how it goes. For me, I'm just going to say it, and then we're going to move on. It doesn't make sense to move your best centre-back to right-back. It doesn't make sense. Romero, Young, Andreas Pereira. I thought Ashley Young wasn't travelling. So Ashley Young wasn't part of the squad, but he's still on the bench. Romero, Young, Andreas Pereira, Lingard, Mata, McTominay, and Alexis Sanchez. That bench is shit. It really is, isn't it? That's a bad bench. And this is what happens when you don't let Mason Greenwood travel with the squad, because that bench is uninspiring. Mata, Alexis Sanchez, McTominay. I like McTominay, but he's not really a flair player, is he? Lingard, probably the only player that I think if he could come on, he could impact the game. But we go with what we've got. And we must win this game of football today. A couple of people asking who the captain is. David De Gea is the captain today. So despite his mistakes in midweek, he gets the captaincy, which I think is quite a good thing. I think Ashley Young being dropped is a positive as well. So, we've got to go into this game positively. I think everybody's going to look at the team and go, oh, I'm not happy with this, I'm not happy with that. Positives for me, De Gea should get the captaincy. Despite the mistakes in midweek, I think it's ridiculous to ridicule him. Ashley Young should be dropped. So I agree with that 100%. I think that was absolutely spot on to do that. So that for me is a big, big positive as well. I'm happy. I'm happy to see. I mean, Arnold says it's a dreadful team sheet. I'm happy to see Rashford and Martial playing. Lukaku, these are the sort of games that Romelu Lukaku should be able to impact on. He's played against Everton, he knows the ground, he knows the pitch, and he's a flat track bully. So hopefully Lukaku can do something. And he has stepped up in the past against these sort of teams. To be fair to Ollie, let's just talk about the front three for a moment. He's gone with Lukaku through the middle, he's gone with Martial on the left, and he's gone with Rashford on the right. Who would you have gone with? And I'll read some of them out, because who would you have gone with? A lot of people saying it's a 3-4-3. No, I don't think it'll be a 3-4-3. I mean, look, it could be a 3-4-3, but if you've been watching the United stand for any length of time, do you really think I'm going to start talking about a 3-4-3 because Sky say it's a 3-4-3, or MUTV say it's a 3-4-3, or someone in the live comments says it's a 3-4-3? I don't believe it. I just don't believe it. Until we start, for me, that's a 4-3-3. Why would we try a 3-4-3 in a game that we need to win away from home that we've not tried before. So for me, it's a 4-3-3. But let's talk about the front three, because whether it's 3-4-3 or 4-3-3 or whatever, 3-3-3, whatever, the front three is the front three. What front three would you have played? I mean, Reece says he would have gone Sanchez, Lukaku and Martial. But Reece, the problem with that is Alexis Sanchez will not play on the right-hand side. So that, you know, the only place Alexis Sanchez can play in a United team for some reason is the left-hand side, and I don't want him to play there. So that, for me, kills off Sanchez. Ideally, I'd love to see Sanchez playing on the right-hand side. It just won't happen. So Martial on the left-hand side, for me, I'd play him over Sanchez, yes. Up front, it's got to be Lukaku or Rashford, so you make your choice. And on the right-hand side, it's got to be Lingard or Rashford. Well, I think Rashford will give us more width than Lingard. So in some ways, I prefer this front three. But the reality is, whatever front three he went with today, there's a part of me that would have said, well, none of them are playing well, so nobody's got any right to play today. And I just hope that front three can do the job. If we win, I would want Ed Woodward to sign Manolas, says Mr. F1 Ryan. That's a weird one. Mark, you have to see the YouTube video of Jon Snow's reaction to Liverpool winning the league, says Tom Jones. I'll have a look at that. And Darmian's not even on the bench today, so we could have used him. He's not even on the bench today. The bench, defensive-wise, no Darmian, no Rojo. I mean, they've got to be leaving, haven't they? The defenders we've gone with today are Ashley Young. There is no other defender on that bench, which... You know what? It's a great point. Ashley Young is the only defender. Well, we've got no defenders on the bench today then, because Ashley Young isn't a defender, let's be honest. So if Phil Jones pulls his hamstring, we've got no centre-back. If Lindelof turns his ankle, we've got no full-back. Well, Ashley Young can come on. But it begs the question why Marcus Rojo and Matteo Darmian are not involved in Manchester United at all. We all know they're going in the summer, but as I keep saying, we all know that Aaron Ramsey's going to leave Arsenal in the summer. These are professional footballers. The one thing I would say about Darmian and Rojo is that they come across as professional footballers. So I'm sure they could come in and do a job. So it's a little bit weird. The only thing that worries me, my score prediction is going to stay the same, Manchester United till I die. We've got to win today, but I think it's going to be a draw. I don't think we're going to win today. And I really, really am sat here hoping that I'm going to be proved wrong. I really, really am. But I don't see us winning this game today. I haven't seen us winning it all week. I think it's a very, very tough game, and I think Everton are a team that will be up for this game. So I don't think we're going to win it. And yet again, I'm very, very worried why we're playing Jones and Smalling as centre-backs. I just hope that Everton can be a little bit toothless up front, because they can be at times. So, but yeah, I'm a little bit worried about it. And as Osman RE22 says, why Lindelof at right-back? Exactly. Hi Mark, it's my birthday, hoping for a United win. Ole at the wheel, says Nape Sadiq. Happy birthday to Nape Sadiq. I'm sure you'll get a few people doing that for you as well. Remember, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Bottom right hand corner, subscribe to the channel. Let's see if we can get 421,000 subscribers today. And please do drop a like on the video. And in perfect timing as well, you'll see in the live comments that we've got our latest new member, which is welcome to Strom Barn. Is there an I on the end? Welcome to Strom Barney. So he's the latest member of the United Stand Members Club, which you can join by clicking the join button or going through the link in the video description. Basically, if you do join, it will go up on the live comments. You'll get a shout out. But not only that, the more important thing is you get a little United Stand FC badge next to your name, and your name turns green if you're a member. But the badges change every month, you remember, all the way up to 3 stars and a platinum badge. So a few people have been members for probably a couple of weeks now, so their badge will change next month. Link in the video description for that join button. But you also get access to our exclusive United Stand emojis, and there could be quite a lot of use for our emojis today, because we've got Lukaku playing up front, so we've got the Timberland boot emoji. We've got Ollie's at the wheel, that gets used quite a lot. We've got pink boots, Phil Jones is playing. We've got pink gloves, David De Gea. We've got Martial and Pogba, little emojis with their numbers on the back as well. We've got bowling ball through a Poppadom, bad defensively, that could happen. We've got all sorts of emojis. We've got Jurassic Park emoji. Could be some Jurassic Park defending. We got the lube. It could go either way this game, but the emojis are there and the link is in the video description if you want to join the club and get access to those. Robert Moore says, why not bring a youth player through who plays right back? Or do you think it's too much of a risk in a game like this? I don't think it is. I think Manchester United should be using more of the youth. But look, I always say this. I don't actually believe there is such thing as a perfect 11. I think everybody's always going to have an 11 that they feel differently about. I think that with regards to Manchester United at the moment, we just got to win this game of football, haven't we? But, we're back into that. I mean, looking at the Everton lineup, Jordan Pickford, Seamus Coleman, Michael Keane, Kurt Zouma, Lucas Dean, Schneiderlin, Idrissa Gueye, Richarlison, Sigurdsson, Bernard and Calvert-Lewin up front. That team is going to be energetic, tenacious and biting. And what do United not like? We don't like that. We don't like it when teams get at us and are tenacious with us. So that team today, for me, if we lose or draw this game today, my match reaction is going to be very much against the players. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer needs time. He's inherited Mourinho's team. He needs the club to back him in the summer. I'm sure, next season, if he's still putting Jones and Smalling as centre-backs, he's going to get a lot of criticism. But he has got a free pass until next season. I think everybody knows that. Doesn't mean you can't be frustrated by some of his selections, but he has got a free pass till then. The players don't. Terrible against Wolves twice. Terrible against Watford and West Ham at Old Trafford. Not really that good in the Barcelona games, to be honest with you. Effort's not enough. They've got to react today. They can moan about wage reductions, but they've got to react today. And I think today's the perfect game. I've been saying it all week. It's the perfect game to react because Everton's going to be up for it. Goodison's going to be rocking. They're going to fight us. And if we don't fight back, then it's just another bit of evidence that team, that squad is not good enough. So they've got to fight today. They've got to fight for that shirt. And they've got to prove a lot of us wrong. I think if anybody's predicting a win today, fair play. If anyone's predicting we won't win, that's not being negative. That's just a reality look at that squad and the way they perform. And they need to prove us wrong. Because the next week is massive. Bailey must be leaving too. He's not on the bench, says Alex Marmon. I think he's injured. Alex, to be honest with you. Welcome to Isaac Ulrich, the latest member of the United Stand Members Club. Jones and now Matic as well, says Remy Boyker Smith. You know what? I actually thought Matic might start against Barcelona, so I wouldn't say I'm massively surprised that he's starting today, but you've got to think, well, why is McTominay not starting today? Maybe he's been kept for the City game, says Emmanuel. Emmanuel? I don't actually believe in that bullshit though. All this, he's keeping him back for the City game. This game's bigger than the City game to United. I think if you think you're going to lose any game of the last 5, it's probably going to be City. But we've got to win today. You've got to pick your best team today. This is the game we've got to win. Wednesday and Chelsea Wednesday against City and then Chelsea at the weekend take care of themselves. We got to win today. Thanks for the contribution, GTA Red Star Gaming, and bye FWC Zone. We'll have to remove you from the chat. Well, I'd like to remove you. I have removed you. That is basically, I would say, a little bit racist to say that the chat is full of foreigners and plastics. It's squeaky bum time, says Joshua Lambert for top 4. And we've had a contribution from Alec Martin. He says, hi Mark, I'm watching with my girlfriend and her brother who are both Everton's fans. Can't say I'm looking forward to it. Another disappointing lineup. I mean, how differently would people line up though? I think that's something I would say. Charlie Abrahamson says, who do you think will be the next season captain? I've heard that Lindelof is favourite, and what is your thoughts on that? I'd be very happy, Charlie, if Lindelof was the captain next season. Yeah, I would. I think I would like that. I don't get it. Jones instead of Bailly is weird, says Stephen Diak. I think Eric Bailly is injured. Although, whether he's injured or not, what we have seen from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer since he's taken over is a reluctance to involve players that he knows he's going to sell. Like Darmian and Valencia. Valencia played on international duty but has never been involved with United. Darmian, how can he be injured for 4 months? It doesn't make any sense. Rojo's played a little bit. Eric Bailly's hardly played at all. So I think Ollie phases out players that he doesn't want to use. Luke Skywalker says, why do players want to come to United nowadays? A, because they believe they can win the biggest trophies. B, to get a big paycheck. Or C, because no other top club wants to sign them. What do you think? I think we'll go for C and B. Money, and no one else wants them. But we've got to change that by building a proper team again. Strom Bunny says, Greenwood scored 2 goals in the 2-1 win against Derby yesterday. Think he will be more involved next season. Well, Ollie keeps talking like he's going to involve him, but Good use of the Lindelof emoji there from Jaden Kowalsh, the Iceman. I would like to have seen him involved today, Greenwood. I really would. I just think it gives us a bit of excitement. Noor for 3 says, good luck from a Malaysian Arsenal fan. Well, I can't quite believe that an Arsenal fan would want to wish us good luck, but thank you very much for it anyway. How would I have gone with today? Because a lot of people are saying they're not happy with that team. What would I have changed about that team? So I would have gone with De Gea in goal. I would never move your best centre back from centre back. So I would have, if you want to play Phil Jones, play him at bloody right back. Like, I don't get why you move your best centre back to right back. I mean, that is really frustrating me. Play Phil Jones at bloody right back. Don't put Lindelof, your best centre back, at right back. So I would have played Lindelof and Smalling as centre backs. I would have played Dalot at left back. If Darmian's not fit, then I would have played Jones at right back. Midfield 3 for me would have been Fred in the CDM role because he's much quicker at moving the ball. McTominay and Pogba. I think that's the best 3 we've got at the moment if Herrera's not available. And my front 3 would have been, I would have gone with Rashford, Martial and Lingard. I would, because I think that's our best front 3. So I can't moan about the front 3 that he's gone with too much because everybody's so badly out of form. But the midfield 3, I wouldn't have played Matic, never in a million years, and I would not have played Phil Jones at centre back to move Lindelof to right back. They're the 2 that I'm not happy with and I wouldn't have gone with, please. Harry Dunlop says, can a member please do the Iceman emoji because he wants to see it. Any of the members there, if you want to just chuck in the Iceman emoji and show the non-members it, that would be great. Gaurav Palmer says it's a 5-3-2, which would have Dalot and who as the wing backs then? How can it be a 5-3-2? Who would be the right wing back? It doesn't make any sense. You know, it doesn't make any sense. It's 7:30 a.m. in Florida, says the Buck Nut fan. And he says, what a kick-off time for us. Prediction is a 3-1 result. I think players are pissed off with pay cut if they miss out on the Barca result, but won't be surprised if we lose. There you go. You can see the Lindelof emoji in the live comments for those people. Join up and become a member and you can get access to these emojis. But I'm not going to predict a United win because I don't think history, evidence deserves a convicted United win. But there is a big part of me that thinks we are going to win. I think we will turn up and win today, but I think evidence shows that we're a bit of a bottling team and this is a tough place to go. Ollie's at the wheel. Do you think we could see Greenwood before the end of the season? Maybe last 2 games of the season against Cardiff and Huddersfield. I think if we don't win today and then we lose to City on midweek and we don't beat Chelsea next weekend, you'll see a lot of the youth in the last 2 games of the season because the top 2 positions will be gone. The top 4 race will be gone. So I think you will see some youth in the last 2 games if we don't make some good results in the next couple. Yeah, definitely. Thanks everyone asking about my cold. I'm very much nearly over it, but the problem I have is every time I start talking a lot, it causes your respiratory system to create a lot of saliva and stuff, which then causes my nose to block. So actually, live streaming is not a great thing to be doing when you're trying to recover from it. But obviously, of course, we're not going to not be live today. Welcome to Moses. He's the latest member of the United Stand Members Club. A nice religious name there on this Easter Sunday. Not that I celebrate the birth of the Easter rabbit or anything like that, but if you do, happy Easter. Ashley Young left out, says to me, I think that's a very positive thing. I think that is a very positive thing indeed. Young isn't playing. A lot of people very happy about that. And your nose is bleeding, Mark. It definitely isn't. It's just running. It's running. It's getting worse. I've been absolutely fine all day, man. The minute I start talking, it gets worse, which is irritating. But Marcus will be joining me soon. Dark Julius says he saw me yesterday. You should have said hello. You should have said hello. Dalot and Martial right back and left back, says Gaurav Palmer. You're having a bloody laugh, mate. You're having an absolute laugh. Anthony Martial as a left wing back. You're having a joke. I tell you what, though, the reason I'm pleased that Delot is playing at left back is because I think that left-hand side, we've really missed Luke Shaw, and it is the last game for Luke Shaw where we will miss him. Welcome to C2W R2 Onya, the latest member of the United Stand Members Club. But when we haven't got Luke Shaw, we miss the overlapping, and I think that helps Martial to have someone overlapping, because every time Martial gets the ball, he gets doubled up on. So if the fullback bombs over him, then that means that someone's got to go with him, which gives Martial space. And I think that triangle of Pogba, Shaw and Martial works really, really well. When you put Rojo at left back, like we did in the home game against Watford, he won't overlap, but Delot will overlap. So I think that should mean we see a better Martial today, hopefully. Another quick question: who is your United Player of the Year, and can you pick your team of the season? Says Charlie Abrahamson. My Manchester United Player of the Year this season would be either Luke Shaw or Victor Lindelof. Yeah, straight away, no hesitations. I think Pogba had a bad start to the season, then he had a brilliant couple of months. I think players have had good months and good couple of months here and there. I think Ander Herrera was brilliant for 3 months until he got injured. But I think consistently over the season, I think Luke Shaw's won 3 Player of the Month awards. Lindelof was one of the few players under Mourinho that played well as well. I mean, I know we all want to ignore the Mourinho part of the season, but if you look at the good parts from that, and there weren't many, I think about the Juventus wins, how well Lindelof played very, very well under Mourinho and continued that. So it would be Lindelof or Luke Shaw for me. Which is nice because, a lot of people are saying 100% Lindelof, and a few people saying Luke Shaw as well. But it's nice that it is those 2 players in a way, because I think it becomes a little bit boring when it's always De Gea. Alex Marmon: was Young given a new deal to ensure a fee for him? I think, Ashley Young was given a new deal because they like Ashley Young. But finally they've decided to drop him because he's crap, which is great. Chronic Tie second: Everton take on Manchester United side that have conceded in each of their last 10 games. United's longest run without a clean sheet in 7 years. Well, I'd be very surprised if we get a clean sheet today. Definitely would be. Lindelof has been the most consistent throughout the season, says Robbie Best. Jones to be king of the North, says Dhruv Sharma. Young's captain and gets let out of the squad, so I don't know how he's captain. Should be someone who starts every game, says Rob Law. I think it's interesting about Ashley Young. I don't know whether he's carrying an injury then or not, but I think it's very interesting to see what the situation is and how United do perform without Ashley Young today, because I think that we have been very, 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 very poor of late, and I think everybody accepts that. So there's an opportunity there, but I don't know. I'm just not happy with the fact that you drop Young to play Lindelof at right back. It's worrying, but we'll see. We'll see what happens with it. But I'm still going to go with a draw. I still think this is Everton away is always a tough game, no matter whether you're playing well or not. So it's going to be interesting, and we've got to win. We've got to win. There's no room for error. There'll still be some people saying it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. We can win. We're going to be absolutely fine. And I'm not going to knock that, of course. I think anything can happen in football, but Jones at centre back and Lindelof at right back. God help us, says Intro Greatness. I think the only good thing about that is that in this sort of game it might work, because Everton only play one up front, so it's all about the midfield battle really. But if we do that against Man City in midweek, we're screwed. We need a sick nose emoji for members, Mark, says Viban Nash. I can't believe the fact that my nose has been all right all day, and then I suddenly go live, and I suppose it's because you're just talking constantly, isn't it? That's the problem, and it's just, I don't want to be vulgar, but I think we all know what it is. A lopsided 3-5-2. Well, I hope we're playing a 4-3-3, because I really, really, really don't want to see some stupid tactical cleverness that backfires badly. Just go out there and play the way that we should be playing. And I think there's a lot of eyes today I expect Fred to have a good game because I think Fred's been very, very, very consistent for United recently. I expect him to have a good game. I also expect to see. I've got to say I expect Paul Pogba to have a good game today, and I think he has to have a game. Hey mate, shout out to Montrose FC in Australia, says Jared McCormack. Cheers, pal. And Ollie's at the wheel says, what's the situation with Herrera? Is he definitely leaving? I think the situation with Herrera at the moment is that he's definitely leaving, but we don't know for sure. Injury wise, I think Herrera will be back for the Chelsea game, which will be big news for Manchester United if we can get him back, because I think he's a very, very important player for United. I would love him to have been playing today. I think he's really important for us. So let's see what happens with that. I'm just having a few technical problems here. It's ridiculous. Why would you have this problem now? That's working now. Good. That's good. Back to the live comments. Martial always scores versus Everton, says Rafi Freeman. Thanks for reminding me about that, actually, because he tends to have a good game against Seamus Coleman as well. There has been games in the past where he's absolutely murdered Seamus Coleman, so hopefully that will be the case again. Mark, don't you think Rashford will be through in the middle and Lukaku on the right, says Remy Boyka Smith. You might be right. You might be right about that. There certainly should be some interchangeability. I mean, Lukaku's a dreadful right winger, isn't he, though? I mean, realistically, you want Lukaku in the box, getting on the end of things. And the reality is, Zuma is absolutely solid as a centre-back. And Michael Keane likes a battle as well. So it's probably not the right two to put Rashford up against, if I'm honest with you. Philip Burtonwood, we need another full-back option. I think it needs addressed in the summer. Your thoughts, Mark? I think that if Luke Shaw is suspended and you're having to play Lindelof at right-back, it obviously shows that there is a problem with our full-backs, yeah. We've only got one. We've only got one player suspended, really, at full-back, and yet we still are having to move our best. Oh, look, I love Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I think he's the right man for Manchester United. But I am still, as I was again at the Nou Camp, I am still massively confused as to why you move. I mean, we've just been talking about who our player of the year is, and everyone is pretty much saying it's Luke Shaw or Lindelof. Well, Luke Shaw's not playing today because he's suspended. Lindelof is fit. He is, for some people, he's their player of the year. He's certainly one of the two players of the year. And for the last two games, in our two biggest games of the season, Barcelona and then Everton today, because we've got to win, our player of the year, we're putting him at right back. It makes no sense. You've played football, you've watched football. I've played football, I've watched plenty of football. The bottom line is this. What's a more important position in a footballing team? A centre-back or a right-back? Go through history. Who are the standout players? How many more world-class centre-backs are there than right-backs? Right-back's a great position, but the proof is, the hint is in the fucking name. Centre-back or right-back. If you're a centre-back, you're playing centrally. You're involved in the game more. Your performance involves the game more. A right-back, you can be a very good right-back. You can be a world-class right-back like Cafu. But if you're a world-class centre-back, you're far more involved. So why are Manchester United moving their player of the year centre-back to right-back? I just think it's really, really weird. And as I've said before, and I'm tired of saying it, would Liverpool, if Trent Alexander-Arnold and all their right-backs were injured, would they move Van Dijk to right-back because he can play there and then play Lovren? No, you wouldn't do it. You don't weaken two areas of your team. You go, there must be somebody who can play right-back because I'm not moving our best centre-back there. And we've done it twice. It just makes no sense at all to move your best centre-back to right-back. And I really hope it doesn't cost us the game today because everybody agrees. But we'll have to see. And Barger's right. You know, Phil Jones has played at right-back. Phil Jones has played at right-back. He's played as a CDM. So why not play Phil Jones there? We won 2-0 here last year, says Portic. We've got to win today. Should have kept Raphael. Wouldn't have this right-back issue, says Robert Moore. Why doesn't Jones play right-back, says Ben Jenkins. And do you think we should swap Lindelof and Delo around? Also, do you know who is the captain? It's David De Gea, Fire. It's definitely David De Gea. So I'm just going to clear my nose for a moment. Cover your eyes and your ears. I'm just about over it, but the problem is when I talk, it's the way the human body works. When you talk, you create saliva, and things start moving. How do you know Phil Jones isn't playing there? Says Reece Jones. Well, if we're wrong about that, yabba dabba do. But he played there on Wednesday night against Barcelona, or Tuesday night against Barcelona. So the assumption is that that's what's happening again. But we will see. We will see. Is the jacket you have on now, Mark, available to buy? Says 2808 Danger. Yes. So United Stand, we've got the zip up tops, we've got the hoodies, we've got the United Stand FC, we've got polo shirts. Links in the video description. The store is open through Kit Locker. You can get hold of your United Stand stuff now, and it's absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. How do you become a member, Jack D? You just click the join button, or you go through the link in the video description. It's not available in all countries. I don't know why that is. That's something to do with YouTube. It's a bit like the super chats. Not everybody can make a super chat, which I know is really annoying. But you can, if it doesn't matter where you are in the world, you can buy United Stand merchandise. So they'll ship it anywhere. We've got people in America getting it, India getting it. So you can do that. But memberships, I think it's open to a lot of countries, but I don't think it's open to all. So apologies if not. Anyway, right. Let's see if we can get the old circus act on. So, give us your score predictions in the link in the video. No, just give us your score predictions. That'd be great. Marcus, can you hear me?
Good afternoon. How are we doing, everyone?
I think we're all doing okay. I've gone for a draw in this game, and I'm not going to change my mind. I think it's a very tough game for United. Tito the Fool says, Marky Mark, happy belated 420 subscribers. Tito from Northeast LA, light one up. Thank you, Tito. Very nice message for you there. What's your thoughts, Marcus, on the team?
My thoughts are, where the hell is Darmian? I thought he travelled. Surely that's the better option going at right back than splitting up Lindelof and Smalling as centre-back. I don't think it worked particularly well against Barcelona. So that is probably the only gripe I would have. You could even put Phil Jones there at right back, to be honest. I mean, he has played there, and I think we did actually buy him as a right-sided right back. So, yeah, I mean, that's interesting. The midfield, McTominay maybe should have kept his place, maybe not. But the front three as well, I think that's probably the best front three that he's got at his disposal at the moment. Lingard's not in form. You wouldn't really want to put Alexis Sanchez there instead of Martial. So overall, it's probably the best he's got at the minute, to be honest.
How confident are you of a United result today?
Not very.
You normally are as well. Even in bloody the new camp, you fancied us to win it, and I was like, bloody hell, he is confident. But what is it? You see, look, I think I'm going to go with the draw because that's my head. But my heart, there are a few people in the live comments as well. I agree with it. My heart is like, if the players can't respond, if they don't win today, top four is probably gone. Yep. If the players cannot respond today, then they're never going to be able to respond. So they're on show today. They've got to produce something. But you don't think that they can, or is it just Everton's a tough place to go?
I just think Everton is a tough place to go. Obviously they lost against Fulham last time out. They beaten Arsenal there quite convincingly, I thought. So I just think with what they've got up front and in their midfield with like Idrissa Gueye and Sigurdsson, they got Bernard playing. I mean, Calvert-Lewin, he's a decent young lad coming through. I just think they're gonna be a bit tough on United today, and I think that's the one thing United don't really want after that loss in Barcelona. So I think they'll probably end up getting in United's faces. I think they'll put a few tasty tackles in, trying to ruffle the feathers a bit in midfield. And I just think, the pace that they've got down the flanks, especially with Bernard and a bit of trickery. We saw what Messi did to Phil Jones. And I just think if you get Bernard doing that to Phil Jones, it could create quite a problem. But George Kyle, I was speaking to him just now, and even he says, be prepared for a bit of hoofball because the ball playing centre-back is not playing at centre-back. He's playing at right-back. So,
spot on. Very, very good point that is. We've spoken about it in the watch-alongs a few times, haven't we? I think the first game we saw it was Fulham away a couple of months ago, and we had Jones and Smalling playing, and the amount of long balls from De Gea. So it's a good point from George, and he's right. How are we going to play out from the back? I mean, somebody said last night on the show, what's Ollie's playing style? And I said, well, if you know the first few games at United, but if you look at what he did at Mulder and you look at what he tried to do at Cardiff, he wants to play out from the back. He wants his team to press, and he wants to move the ball quickly. But you look at that team today, and you're right. How's he going to play out from the back when his two centre-backs can't play out from the back? So I think we will see a bit of long ball. The Football 454 has made a contribution. Thank you. He says, new drinking game. Take a shot every time Lukaku controls the ball. I think he means take a shot of vodka or something like that. I tell you what, mate, you should patent that and copyright it. Ring up Alcoholics Anonymous tomorrow, because you'll solve a lot of problems around alcoholism with that game. If they could do that at the AA meetings. Here's a bottle of vodka. You only drink if Lukaku controls the ball properly. And I tell you what, no one will have a drink. It'll be a dry session. It will take 7 seasons to fix this, says Omar Butts. Well, yeah, Ollie's saying similar things, to be honest with you. But I think that how the bloody hell has that twat survived in the live comments? I've just got rid of them. Oh no, they're gone. Well done, Luca. Heard a new joke today. Bernard is like Messi, says Varnell Singh. And Herrera being treated so badly, says Red Baron. Well, he's injured at the moment. I think let's see where we are with Herrera next week. Hoping for a win in Australia, says Mr. Beast. Thanks for the super chat, pal. Yeah, it's interesting what you mentioned about McTominay. A lot of people, we've obviously, I think a lot of the focus is on the fact that we've moved Lindelof to right back, which I don't think anybody agrees with. But as Aaron Chapman said, Matic, what's that all about? I mean, Ashley Young's had a lot of criticism, but Matic has been very, very poor, and yet here he is coming into the biggest game of our season so far. Look, I have my question marks about Scott McTominay. I still do, but I still would have gone with McTominay, Fred and Pogba. I think that midfield has been very energetic. I've really liked Fred as the CDM. And I think to play Fred at CDM, you need McTominay to play as the box-to-box. And yet today, Fred... It's 2 changes, really. Although it's only 1, it's 2. Because Fred's moving from CDM to accommodate Matic, which means McTominay gets dropped. Yeah,
I mean, does Matic warrant his place in the team at the minute? I don't think he does. He's out of form like many of the others. But I don't see any reason why that midfield pairing should have been split up, to be honest. Fred and McTominay. Fred's been playing very well. He's been quite impressive in the last few games that he's played that role. McTominay has done well. He's provided a fair bit of energy in there, a lot of chasing around. And I also think those two complement Pogba in front of them. Pogba seems to get a lot more freedom with the ball to pick out his passing. So, a bit of a strange one today, but... It's a really weird one. Maybe he's picked Matic because he's afraid of being dominated in that midfield. Idrissa Gueye is, I think, a very underrated player. He's very hard working, very tenacious. Is your favourite word. But I just think if you play in 2 short lads in there, you're not going to win many aerial duels either. So I think Matic is in there, probably a bit of a Jose Mourinho thinking, a bit of height. He's not the quickest. He's not the fastest player. Even on the ball, he takes 4 or 5 touches. But I think hopefully, Fred sticks to that position that he's been playing so very well for the last few games. And Matic tends to, just play a little bit further forward.
We might play 2 CDMs, I don't know, but yeah.
We might do, yeah.
Matic is never going to be the box-to-box, though. He's just going to sit there like the slug that he is, really. Red Baron says, injured. I don't know what you were talking about, Red Baron, but I'm sure it was in relation to something we were talking about at the time. And Kevin Commody, what do you think of Van Hal comments on Ollie? I haven't read them, Kevin, to be honest with you. Connor Gavin says, should I bet on United to win? I'm going to be honest with you, mate. No. Look, I think we might win, but would I have a bet on United winning today? No. I think that's the sort of... Look, I like a bet on the football, as everybody knows. I haven't had a bet for a few weeks, but my last bet did come in as an accumulator. But I would not bet on United winning today. I'm sure the odds are okay, but I wouldn't. And that I think we can. We've got... Look, I don't want to say anything other than my head is saying it's going to be a draw because Everton are a hard team. Goodison's a hard place to go. And our team has proven that they're bottlers, whereas Everton will be up for it. So why would I predict a United win? I wouldn't. They've let us down so many times in the past. But if United turn up and fight, they'll win the game. So I'm not going to predict we're going to win because they are bottlers and they've let us down so many times. But if they turn up today and fight, they'll win the game. So I hope that does happen. And then let me just say as well, Marcus, I don't know what your thoughts are on this, but if we draw today or we lose today, to me, top four's gone. I know technically it's not, but that's people talking about the Derby and the Chelsea game. You look at the games that Spurs, Chelsea, Arsenal have got left, and we can't afford to lose this game. We've got to win this game. So for me, it's win or it's gone for me.
Yeah, definitely. I think, would you trust this team to pull off a result against Man City and Chelsea at Old Trafford the way our form is? No, is the honest answer for me. I just think United at the minute, they're so inconsistent. They got so many players out of form. And I think the way City are playing at the minute, I mean, what a game they had against Spurs in the Champions League, and you look at their game yesterday, they were quite comfortable, I thought, even at 1-0, So I just think City coming to Old Trafford, it's going to be a massive game. You can never tell what would happen in a derby, but I wouldn't have confidence in United beating City on Wednesday night, not at all.
Nick P says that triangle of the Chuckle brothers in defence backed up by Matic in front of them fills me with dread. Again, all I can say about that is that's on the manager. He's picking that team, isn't he? The Machine 94, McTominay's playing really well lately. He's quick passed. It's what we need. I wouldn't disagree with you there. I don't really understand what he's done to get Matic back in the team. Pranav Kandarath says, chuck in injured Duck instead of Jones. We win. Yeah. And although I'm a United fan, Mark, you can't help but appreciate the system City built around their club in no time. All their players play for the team. Our players should play more like them. I said that, and that's from Mahmood Kadoum. I said that on Tuesday night. I said, Manchester United Football Club really need to take a long, hard look at themselves, because we've got the history, we've got the fan base, we've got the passion, we've got the club. Man City haven't got the history, they haven't got the fan base, they haven't got the club really. It's all very, very plastic. So, but on the pitch, they've got the team that will fight for their shirt no matter what and play good football. And on the pitch, we've got a team that's full of almost mercenaries in many ways. They'll turn up when they want, they'll bottle it when they don't. It's really weird. Like, Man City's team should really be United's team in the way they approach games and fight for games. And United's team really should be Man City's team, because it's flip-floppy, it's bottlers, it's a bit of plastic, you never know what you're going to get. So that, to me, you're right. It just shows that the management of Manchester City to get their players pumped up for every game is far better than the management at Manchester United. And that's not just I'm not literally just talking about Pep and Ollie there. I'm talking about recruitment, coaching, the whole picture.
Well, yeah, I mean, you look at what they did yesterday as well. They got an 18-year-old lad in that Foden playing what could potentially have been, if they drop points, then they hand the title to Liverpool. And I mean, the confidence that Pep shows in that young player to go in there and to do a job. And then you look at our team today. Where is that youth today? Maybe Greenwood should have been on the bench as an option, because I don't see many
100%.
Flair,
I think he should
attacking options on there. Tahith Chong maybe should have been on there, because Martial's not really in form and Rashford is out of form as well. So I mean, there are many things that you could probably pick at Ollie for not doing at the minute that he should be doing, because he does speak about them quite freely, about playing the youth, and he does talk about these young lads, quite positively as well. So maybe it's time that he should throw a bit of faith behind them, and chuck them in the team, give them a start.
Yeah. See
how they go. But it's the difference in quality, Mark, I think.
Dia says, love from Mauritius. Thank you, Dia. And look, I just want to say to people, there's no big reveal going to happen if Everton beat us today, because people have noticed that I'm wearing a blue top under my United stand top. It's not Everton. It's just it's very hot in England today, so I've been in the garden in my t-shirt, which is dun 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 Lyland Scott. So no surprise there. There's no Everton top. There's no big reveal. That's not going to happen. Warren Williamson says, I'm a City fan. Would you prefer City to win the league? I think we'll pick that up, Warren, more later in the week after today. But my stance at the moment is pretty much this. Would I prefer City to win the league over Liverpool? Yes, because the rivalry matters with Liverpool more. So in a funny way, Liverpool should actually take that as a compliment. But would I lose to City on Wednesday to stop Liverpool winning the league? No, I wouldn't, because top four to me is more important. And actually, you know what's more important to me is I think these players mark us down tools enough. I don't want them to down tools so that we stop Liverpool winning the league. I think, they down tools enough. Go out there and play the game. And if City beat us, fair play to City. But I don't want to hand the game to fucking City so Liverpool can win the league. Let City come and beat us, and if they beat us, fair play. But no, I don't. I want us to win on Wednesday, regardless of what happens today.
Yeah, definitely. And I think this is even more reason why this game is more important. Our last couple of performances have not been great. Especially in the league. So I think we need a decent performance today. And, going into that game Wednesday is huge. We're going to play such a pivotal role in this title race. It's a shame that we're not in it, because obviously it'd be more exciting. But yeah, I mean, as for downing tools and just rolling over and letting City come and beat us, I think we've done that too many times under previous regimes. So I think it'll be nice to get a positive, decent result and instill a bit of confidence in this team, because, my God, are they needing it.
Nick P says, in 50 years' time, no one will remember Manchester City as plastic. They will see the records books and all the trophies. They are building a legacy, sadly. And Travis Johnson says, Ollie has called out the players for lack of effort. Anyone not showing up today is asking to be sold. I think that's a very good point from Travis, and I think many of us are feeling that about today. I think that's why many of us are saying we're going to draw, we're going to lose, etc. Thanks for the nice comment, Zayn Ali. But we don't trust these players. They've got to earn that trust back. And I think Ollie is probably saying the same thing, really. You've got to earn that back. So they've got to put in a performance today. And I hope that they will do, because we've got to win. But going to Everton and winning is never easy to do. So it's going to be a very, very, very interesting game. And you know what? Sometimes we're doing games, we're watching games as United fans, and we're like, well, we need to win, but is it that important? Today, it really is. In a month's time, this season's over. In less than that, I think it's 3 weeks, the season's over. So that shows you how important today is. And we're not in the top four at the moment, and we've got to win. If we win our last 5 games, we'll finish in the top 4, and as hard as some people think that is the case. Please do subscribe to the channel if you're new, bottom right hand corner for that. Let's see if we can get to 421,000 subscribers today, and please do share the video, and let's see if we can get to 2,000 likes before kick-off. I know everyone's feeling a little bit lethargic, but it is a superstitious thing. 2,000 likes sometimes means a win for Manchester United, so please do that. And also, if you want to be a member of the United Stand Members Club and get access to the emojis and get the little badge next to your name, click the join button. We are only about 14 minutes away from kickoff, and we've got lots of emojis that are match specific. We've got the lube, we've got the back of the net, we've got Pogba Martial, we've got Phil Jones pink boots, we've got De Gea's pink gloves. We got all sorts. We got Jurassic Park, the lot. So join us through that. What's your score prediction going to be, Marcus?
Oh, I'm in two minds. I really can't decide whether it's going to be a loss or a draw. It's such a tough place to go, Everton. It really is. And I just think on current form and the way the team mentality is, they're not showing an awful lot of fight if we go a goal down. So I hate to say it, I think we're going to lose this. I really do. I think we're going to lose it 2-0.
Just seen somebody in the live comments called It's the Court, who is a wrestling YouTuber, quite big. Ever heard of him, Marcus? You like that sort of thing, don't you?
No, never heard of him, mate. No.
Well, there's a put down for you then. Anyway, welcome to the channel, pal. Nice to see you in the live comments. I'm a flip flop and I'm proud of it, says Tuts. I'm gonna go 1-1.
I can't see us keeping a clean sheet. I really can't.
No, we haven't done it for 10 games apparently.
No, and hopefully De Gea is captain today over Pogba after his mistakes in midweek in the Champions League. Hopefully it gives him a bit of a vote of confidence from Ollie as well. So hopefully he puts on a better show. But it's
interesting, I'm just looking on Sky Sports there, and they've got the Lingard and Michael Keane interview because they're both obviously from the United youth setup. I think Jesse Lingard is world class at what he does off the pitch, whether it's his charity work, whether it's his clothing, whether it's the way he conducts himself with the media. He's world class. I just don't understand what has happened to him on the pitch, because he's a United lad, he gets what the club's all about, and his performances recently, and I say recently, the only good performance I can think of was Arsenal in the Cup. His game has just disappeared. And I just wonder if he himself realises that. As we see him having a bit of banter and laughs with Michael Keane, that's absolutely fine. But, what's gone wrong with your game, mate? They're showing clips of the goal he scored against Everton, which was great. Yeah. But these are a long, long time ago. Isaac Ulrich says, chit-chat all aside, the owners have short arms and deep pockets. Good point. And Kreis Drags Gaming Channel says, do you think there is a reason behind Mike Phelan not signing a new contract, or do you think he's not going to be with us next year? We'll come back to that one. And Jay Coulthurst says, Neville just compared Pogba to Brian Robson, saying he's a leader and a good lad. Overbroad, yes, but a big change of tune. I think Gary Neville's wrong there. You know what? I've heard Zidane say the same as well. I think in relation to Paul Pogba, I'm just going to say what I've always said, Marcus, is that, and I know you think a little bit differently, and I know a lot of people do. I really like Paul Pogba, but I don't think he's a leader. I think Paul Pogba, when you look at France, when he's got Kante next to him and Griezmann and Mbappe in front of him and Varane behind him, he's got players who are world class in different positions around him, and I think that makes him have the freedom to express who he is. You drop him in United's team, he's got Matic behind him, he's got Martial and Rashford and Lukaku in front of him who are very inconsistent, he's got a midfield that's crap, he's got centre-backs that are normally crap, and that is why we don't see the best of Paul Pogba. He's just not a player that can grab a team on his own, and there's not many players who can. He needs top players around him. He's never going to be for United what he is for France or what he'd be at Real Madrid, because until we surround him with the not literally the Kantés, but the players of that quality, the world-class dominant centre-back, the world-class left or right winger or whoever, he needs consistent world-class players around him. He is a world-class player, but he's not a leader on his own. He needs players like that around him.
Yeah, I think you're right there, but would you trust the board to bring in those world-class players that he needs? I
think they brought Pogba in thinking he could do it on his own.
Yeah.
I think they thought, Pogba will be the focal point, let's build a team around Pogba. And I think they thought, but Pogba will be the most expensive player and we'll just get players around him who are a little bit less expensive. And it doesn't work. Pogba needs 2 or 3 players of his level around him.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that, that's where probably a lot of the hate from, quite a few of the fans, not hate, I suppose that's a bit too strong of a word, but, the dislikes for his performances, that he's not giving his all and flirting with the other teams. I mean, you can't really, when you look at the board and how the board manage the money in the transfers, you can't really blame him for thinking that he's better off elsewhere, not because he wants to, but just because of the better players around him. Should he be saying that sort of thing when he's under contract? And probably not. It should be said behind closed doors, with the agent and the manager and stuff. But I just think if you look at as well this issue with dropping 25% of the money now if they don't get in the Champions League, that's obviously going to play such a role now in De Gea's mind and Pogba's mind, and even Rashford to an extent with his apparently talk of a new contract. So I think a lot of these players, will wait now until the end of the season to see where the team stands. Yeah. So I think it's a busy summer ahead. I think Ed Woodward's got to pull his finger out, and if Ollie's the manager, they've got to back him this time. There's no two ways about it.
Travis Johnson says Pogba at Juventus had Vidal, Pirlo and more. Look, if you look at where Pogba's been successful, he does need that, and that is nothing. I'm not being negative about Pogba. I like Pogba, but I think this expectation that he can run games on his own, it doesn't work. If you stuck Antoine Griezmann in Stoke's team, that's probably a bit unfair because Stoke are shit, but if you stuck Antoine Griezmann in West Ham's team, I think he'd fail. And I think that's what United have done. They've stuck Paul Pogba in a team that's got a lot of players that are not as good as him around him, and it makes it very, very difficult, and it makes it very easy for oppositions to just swamp Pogba. And they do it with Martial a lot. They'll put, people say, Martial's been crap. They put 2 or 3 players on him because they know that he's a threat. You watch when Mata gets the ball. They don't swamp Mata. When Lingard gets the ball, they don't put 3 or 4 players on him because they know that he can't run at them. He's going to pass it inside. But Martial and Pogba, they know that those players can hurt them, so they put 3 or 4 players on them. Which is why Martial would be a far better player if we had a right winger who was similar to him. Can run at people, because you can't put 3 or 4 players on one player on one side of the pitch and 3 or 4 players on the other. It doesn't work. You create spaces there. But United are such an imbalanced team. We just need to talk about that super chat about Mike Phelan as well, Marcus. I heard something today that Mike Phelan might leave. How big a loss to United would that be if we don't keep Mike Phelan at the club?
I think absolutely massive. I think he's more important to United on the management team than what Carrick and McKenna are.
Yeah.
The guy worked obviously under Sir Alex, knows the club inside and out. As a part of the management team, I think he's absolutely vital that he stays. So if I was Woodward, I'd be nailing him down to a contract to stay with Ollie for at least the length of Ollie's contract, without doubt.
I think I'd agree with that. I'd be very worried if he left. I think he's had his experience has been a very, very big part of this period of success. Well, I know the immediate period is not successful, but it has been a success when you look at Solskjaer from December to now. And if Thielen was to leave, you'd have to think it's been such a short period that we've had him. How much of that success is down to him? And yet we've given Solskjaer the job. So I'd be a little bit concerned. Yeah, hopefully he will stay. I think it's very important that he stays. I certainly think I'd agree with Marcus on that Phelan is far more important to us than Carrick and McKenna, who are still very much in the infancy and learning the job. What do you think about Ziyech at United, to Snap Luke? I think he's a very good player. I think he's a very, very good player. Attacking midfielder at Ajax, doing very, very, very good things. We'll see. I don't think we're really linked to him, but yeah, he's a good player. Being an attacking midfielder, where does he play? Where does he fit into a United team? Mark, we all agree in the chat that Marcus is incredibly annoying and we want you to stop your Skype calls with him, says Nathan MC.
I don't want.
Yeah, off you go, Marcus. Anyway, twats. Harold Holst Sversvold says, same with you, easier with consistent world-class players around like in City. Phelan demands changes in transfer system before signing. Ollie agrees. Well, it's interesting that we're talking about Phelan and Ollie, isn't he? Because Marcus is like my Mike Phelan. I don't work without him. We're in bloody pink. I thought, why are we not wearing red? This is worrying me straight away. Why are we not wearing red? This is stupid.
It's not as if there'd be a kick clash, is there? So
no. This is weird, people. I'm not happy about this. Why are we in bloody pink?
At least Phil Jones is missing the headband today.
This is a worry.
Pogba's having a good chat there with someone. So they're coming out of the tunnel now.
We're in bloody pink. This worries me. Intro Greatness is using the emoji pink boots. I knew somebody would use that very, very quickly. But we're in bloody pink. I can't believe it. They're all hugging each other in the tunnel, says Luca. Yeah, this is the modern game, Luca. I don't like it either. If you want to be a member and get access to the exclusive emojis that we've got, and you want your little badge next to your name and be part of the United Stand Members Club, just click the join button. You've still got time before kick-off. And then once you're a member, you've got access to that all the time. So... and also, you'll get a shout-out when you do, because it comes up in the live comments. But yes, we are about 3 minutes away from kick-off. You've gone 2-2, Marcus. I've gone 1-1. What's everyone else in the live comments going for? I'm not happy that we're playing in pink. You don't need to wear the away kit against Everton. You wear the red kit. That's what we've always done, I think. I always think of Goodison Park, Everton in blue, United in red. Really weird.
Bit of a strange one. But I think, Sky Sports here are... setting up Everton as a 4-2-3-1, I think, by the looks of it.
Oh, yeah, they'll definitely be that. Yeah. They'll definitely be that. Pogba's up for it. Look at him. Come on, Pogba, my G, says Jaden Beckham. You're losing today, says Maddox. A lot of people going 4-2 to United. Look, we need to win today. Advolt says, what's wrong with pink? You've got to be a long-term United Stand member to know what my problem is with pink. It's the pink boots, whatever. I just don't like the pink kit. Tin of salmon, whatever. Looks like you're running around naked. As long as Phil Jones ain't wearing pink boots today, that's the big thing. apparently Phil Jones will never wear pink boots again because of what was said by me. But the ridicule, it was real. But let's just hope he has a good game today, because, as I always say, look, I think Ashley Young's terrible and he's not playing, which is great. I don't really rate Phil Jones, but it's not about personal opinions on players. This is about our season. We need to win this game today.
Yeah, Sky Sports have got a set up as 4-2-3-1 as well, so almost like for like, man for man. Ollie looking very cool, just sitting down now.
Ollie's at the wheel.
Yeah.
Do you think there is a bit of a favouritism to these old boys, though? I mean,
yeah.
People have said that. Michael Carrick knows a lot of these players. Mike Phelan knows a lot of these players. Welcome to Midget HD Aviation, latest member of the United Stand Members Club. Welcome, pal. Yeah, I mean, but fair play. He has dropped Ashley Young today, which I think was a very surprising but needed move.
Yeah, it could be, but it could also be a fact that he's getting tired because age is catching up with him. You know, I don't think it was by choice that he would drop him. I really can't see why he would drop his captain. You know, not unless there was something wrong. Maybe he's got a slight knock or something. I don't know, but I don't think he's done it through choice. But hopefully it he pulls it off with Lindelof at right back.
Right. We're just waiting for kick-off. Edwich44 using the Ollie at the wheel emoji. I think that's my favourite one, to be honest. And let's hope we see plenty of that today. We got to win this game of football. It's got to win this game of football. Anthony, I've got no problem with the jersey. I just don't like it when United play in pink. It just evokes bad memories for me. Anyway, United are not kicking off. I think Everton are. So as soon as it kicks off, the timer should kick in as well for you. Lucas Dean, if that's his name, or Dina, I don't know. Very, very good left back for Everton. But the game is up and running. Last couple of games, Pogba has done nothing but toe punt the ball as soon as he gets a touch. He does not create chances for the boys up front. That's from Isaac Ulrich. Well, hopefully he's going to prove you all wrong today, but we'll see. Hot weather, and Lukaku's controlled it, and he's passed it to Martial. That's a good start.
No, he should be.
How many seconds has gone on yours, Marcus? I just want to make sure.
26, 27, 28.
Yeah, on the right channel. That's
fine. It definitely looks like Rashford's out on the right-hand side and Martial's left.
Yeah, it's 4-3-3. People were talking about, we're going to play a 3-5-2 or something. We're not.
No, 4-3-3. Fred is playing very deep.
Yeah, that's good. I think we are playing like the 4-2-3-1, aren't we? Like you said.
Yeah, Fred's playing a deeper role. Matic is playing just in front, and then Pogba in front of Matic. Well,
Fred's more playing as the left-sided midfielder. So the one thing I would say that we've got wrong, first of all, is that Pogba's playing as the right-sided midfielder and Fred's playing as the left, because it's a throw for United. We need to start early, says Nekabar. I think you're right, mate. We need to start off better. We started off well in Barcelona and then we bottled it. So
yeah, we need that 10 minutes. We need that 10 minutes we had in the Nou Camp straight away in this game.
Here's Bernard, though, up against Lindelof. Yeah. I mean, see, the thing is, we're all talking about Lindelof, like,
and there's the ball across.
But yeah, we're all saying, why is Lindelof being moved from centre back when he's our best centre back? But is Lindelof a good right back? You know, that's the problem as well. Are we actually diluting Lindelof? He's a very good centre back, but is he a very good right back? And again, it doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, straight away you got Bernard seeing a lot of the ball down our right hand side. Richarlison's pulling off to our left, trying to stretch Dalot. I thought you might want a free kick there, but no.
They're strong down the left.
They are, yeah, they're very are. I mean,
they've got the left back Ding, they've got the Bernard, but they're good down both flanks, to be fair.
With Bernard running at Lindelof didn't know whether he should stay with the man or put a foot in, and he pushed Lindelof back right to the byline.
And remember, subscribe to the channel if you're new, bottom right hand corner, get involved with the United Stand. We've got fan cams, flexes there, got fan cams, match reaction. We're live every night at 8 o'clock. Loads and loads of stuff going on the channel all the time. Massive summer coming up ahead. We should have a United Stand FC video going up for you tomorrow as well. So loads to get involved with. Fantastic community. And Vuzi says, I'm happy that Ashley Young is not playing. Don't think you're the only one, mate.
But Everton seeing plenty of the ball. Trying to stretch our wing backs. Definitely playing down the flanks. They're not going through the middle. Nicholas
B says part of the bus again. De Gea is in white gloves today. Even he won't wear the pink anymore. It's like a pink curse for United this season. Phil Jones in his pink boots never wears them again, and now De Gea wearing his pink gloves. But this is where they're a threat. Keane and Zuma stepping up like a couple of bouncers on a dodgy Saturday night nightclub, waiting for the chance to headbutt the ball in.
Straight away there, as soon as that corner come in, you got Diego Dalot marking Zuma. What a mismatch that is.
Well, they've got a lot of height, haven't they?
Yeah. Yeah.
Of course, Schneidlin, former United player, he'll be up for it. Then again, Lukaku's a former Everton player. He should be up for it. De Gea is the captain, Frederick Nelson. But you just see there, Marcus, what we were talking about before. Smalling passing it out the back straight for a fucking throw-in. Sorry for the swearing, but...
Terrible.
But this is it. These players are meant to be responding, you know. And again, it's slow. It is slow.
Well, it's only 3 changes from the Barcelona game, so you would think that these lads here would really put in a bit of a performance today. Pogba's not been on the ball at all. Phil Jones has just been out-muscled on the right-hand side.
Phil Jones is crap. Look, I really like the guy. Happy Easter, JJB Gaming. I really like the guy. I think he tries his heart out. I think he's a trier, and I think he's probably one of the nicest lads you could ever meet off the pitch. But that, to me, is irrelevant, because it's what you do in a United shirt that defines you, because I don't know you. And he probably watches United Stand stuff and thinks, I can't stand that goal bridge. But if you met me off camera, I'm all right. I'm not bothered about that. It's what he does in a United shirt. He's a very bad centre-back.
Yes, 2 corners from Everton already straight.
See, that's Rashford's got a free kick there, but he needs to move the ball quicker there.
Pogba's not really been involved in the opening 5 minutes. Martial's not got on the ball. United just want to get a foothold in this game.
Thing is, we get a free kick there, and you look at all the United players moving away from the ball, and they've got their back to the ball. They're all waiting for plodding. And it just makes me think, Man City, Liverpool, when there's a free kick, they're all looking to get the ball. I want the ball. Let's move it. Let's get going again.
Pogba with a good ball into Lukaku there. Rashford down the right. Matic. Rashford should have been making a run there, surely. But Everton are so quick.
Yeah, they're very tenacious, aren't they, Everton?
Yeah. Sigurdsson, Idrissa Gueye.
See, Fred's having to come really deep just to get the ball. And he's lost it there. And now this is it. If you're going to lose the ball, you can't be losing it in these positions where they're basically running at our back 4. Everton look I'm not surprised by Everton, let's just say that. Cross comes in, De Gea needs to get that, and he does. Yep. It was a mistake by Fred there, but to be honest with you, Phil Jones is 5 yards away from him and straight away gives him the ball. This is high-end professional football. You've got to keep the ball when there's no one around you. You can't just give 5 yards up. It exposes how crap you are on the ball.
And there's that long ball over the top. Martial, keeper comes out. After a United throw.
Fred does lose it a lot, Calamity Jones, you're right. I don't really mind, though. Herrera loses the ball a lot. I don't mind a player who loses the ball a lot. Alvin Blocks says, Ollie's at the wheel, or is he? Well, we're going to find out, Alvin, today. Bad start as usual, says Gold Peace Prosperity. We're a very lethargic team, United. And I don't even think it's to do with the attitude of the players. I just think they're not quick. Some teams are quite quick and quite energetic and athletic. We're not. We're not a quick team. Smalling's quite, he's quick when he gets going, but he's a big lad. Phil Jones ain't quick. Matic isn't quick. Pogba's not quick in short spaces either. So we just lack tenacity and speed.
Coleman's gone past Martial there. Done a 1-2 out with Rickarlison.
Don't know what Matic is trying to
Matic,
do here,
what
but
are you
he's
doing?
got a free kick.
That was lucky.
Well, no big chances so far. And as I said at the start of the game, I ain't going to moan about it while it's 0-0. We've got to win today, and if we win it in the last minute, luckily we win it, don't we? I'm not bothered, but it's not been the start we would have wanted from Manchester United. A little bit of effort, a little bit of pride in the shirt would be nice, but they just seem to be... It's like they're all playing with my cold.
Yeah.
They all look a bit like, ugh. Everton are first to everything at the moment. Where's the fight? Where's the bloody desire?
Everton are really trying to push Rickarlison and Bernard on the flanks. And of course, they can both deliver a decent ball in as well, and they've both got a bit of skill about them. Bit of a worrying time for United, this at the minute. Got a young lad out on the left, and we got our best centre-back on the right. Everton got a free kick here, about 35, 40 yards out.
Let's have a look at the live comments. Fred started poorly. Well, everyone's started poorly, Harry, to be honest with you. Another game where we'll concede before we start to play, says Burberspin 9. Jurassic Park FC says Intoxicated Day. It's got a free kick for Everton here. It's quite far out, so the most important thing is that somebody follows it up. Because Sigurdsson, if he gets it on target... No, he's played a cross. And it's a corner off Matic.
Calvert-Lewin was in between Matic and I think it was Chris Smalling there. If he could have just got a toe on that and direct that goalwards.
It's just so lethargic from United. There doesn't seem to be any responsibility.
Already 10 minutes gone, 3 corners to Everton. United not created anything at the minute. Ball in. Oh, another ball comes in.
What a save, De Gea. Bloody hell. World class. Use the glove. That was absolutely superb. But the defending from Manchester United, as Lucas says, it's Jurassic Park. The cross comes in. Phil Jones gets rid of it. The cross comes back in again. Nobody attacking it. Fred not dealing with Rickarlison at all. And the shot and the save by De Gea is really good. And actually, you know what? He doesn't grab the follow-up that well either, does he? But
a let-off for United, that.
Yeah, I think he should finish the second chance. It's not a world-class save by De Gea. It's a good save. But the follow-up, I think he should probably do better. But yeah, we can see the pink gloves from De Gea in the emojis there. It was another good save from De Gea. And captain today, remember? But United just not starting well again. Really poor from United. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. So lethargic, so lazy, not good enough, says HMDH. You know, I don't know what the club want from the fans. Oh, stop moaning about the fucking team. Like, give us something to grab onto. The passion and fight's there in a United shirt from every bloody fan at the ground or who's watching it around the world. But where is it from the players? You know, Phil Jones just keeps getting the ball at the back like Smalling and going, oh, I don't know what to do with it. And another long ball from De Gea.
Yeah,
why have we not played Lindelof at centre-back? like George Carl said, like Marcus was saying, like we were saying, we have got nobody at the centre-back position who can pass a ball out. So it makes us very redundant. It makes us a long ball team. And I think Lindelof looks crap at right-back as well.
He does not look comfortable at all. He really doesn't.
Smalling's just said it. He's struggling at right back. Yeah. Put your best centre back, put your player of the year, your best centre back at right back. What a great idea that is.
I mean, Digne or Digne, however you pronounce it, he's getting so far forward. And Lindelof already, 12 minutes in, already he's had a couple of 2-on-1 situations.
I mean, I know City are missing De Bruyne on Wednesday night for the Manchester derby. But they've got a philosophy, they've got a style of play. They will batter us. And it is 1-0. For God's sake, who's that? Bloody Rickarlison. Yeah. It's like a bloody repeat. It's like UK gold. What the bloody hell are we doing at the back there? Phil Jones, what's he doing? Go with your head. It's a shot it's a header, it's a flick on. We've got to see this back. It's a flick on and Rickarlison volleys it in. But surely whoever is marking Rickarlison, if you go for your head, if you go with it with your head, it's a bloody free kick. It looks to me, it's Delon. Go with your bloody head, lad. Go with your bloody head. Oh, for God's sake.
Bends his head down. But again, it's Digne with the throw.
If he goes with his head there, Delo, yeah, you probably get your head kicked in. Well, he sort of does, but maybe that should be a foul.
No, I think he's. I think that's a perfectly well worked goal.
Well, it's only what we deserve. We deserve.
United have started off really, really shit in this first 13 minutes. Not dealt with the crosses at all. The long balls in there. We've just got no height at all.
That's fair play, Everton. Totally what you deserved. I could have told you this in 1999, 20 years ago. I could have said, go into Goodison Park, they're always going to get at you, the crowd's going to be up for it, they're going to be tenacious. This ain't something we needed to figure out over the last 3 days. It's always been the same. Why the hell can these players not get up for this badge? We were just talking about it before they scored. Yeah. And the reason I say the goal's like UK gold, and repeat, because Richarlison had just had a great shot saved by bloody De Gea. Like, from a flick on. It's just... No, not winning the first balls, not fighting hard enough for the second balls. I mean, you look at Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and you've got to sympathise with him. But really, actually, I don't sympathise with Ole. I sympathise with us. Bloody every 6 years of this shit we've had now. We're like a bloody yo-yo. Up and down, up and down. Crap. Absolutely crap. And it's on them players, Marcus. They ain't good enough. They don't fight for that shirt.
Yeah. We've got another corner here, and every time that ball comes into the box, United are all over the place.
Magical mystery tour. Fucking rubbish.
United cannot deal with the crosses at all.
I just don't get the lack of effort. Answers on a postcard, people. I just don't get the lack of effort. I really don't. Every bloody game. They just, they just don't try.
I see Lukaku just inside our half waving his arms about again.
But actually, you know what? I've got to say, tactically, yeah, the lack of effort's not great. But how are you supposed to build attacks with two centre-backs who can't pass the bloody ball and Nemanja Matic, who is basically a lorry reversing in circles on ice? It's bloody slow.
Long throw in again.
Terrible.
Post. I thought that was another corner then, but... Lindelof did well to get above Zuma there.
A lot of people will try and blame the front three. They're living on scraps again because they ain't getting any ball. They're not getting any ball because...
Not involved at all.
They're not involved. Yeah, exactly. They're not involved because we've got two plonkers playing at centre-back who can't pass.
Smalling gets beat for the header from the long throw. And then, Delo just... I don't even want to say he tries to get his body in a way because he doesn't.
No, Delo's got to do more there. If you get kicked in the face, it's a foul. But don't not head it. That's what I'm saying. Don't not head the ball because the referee ain't going to favour you then, is he?
It's all down the flanks.
Well, the Lindelof thing's a disaster because he's not playing well at right back.
Again.
He's our best centre-back. And our centre-backs are shit. So it's just ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous how we approach this game. Chuckle brothers at centre-back who can't win anything in the air, can't pass. And then Lindelof at right-back getting absolutely mugged off because he is not as good at right-back as he is as a centre-back. Midfield, Matic, slow. Pogba, passenger. Martial, passenger. Rashford, passenger. Lukaku, passenger. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean it in the way they're just not getting the ball.
Oh.
Could have been two.
What a corner that was from Digne from the left-hand side. Straight on the penalty spot. And again, it's going to be another corner.
XX Peter, XX says, I've fallen out of love with this club. And we've been very poor, says Jake Lovett. You're not joking, mate. Lindelof at right back is on Ollie, says Adam. Yeah, I agree with you on that, mate. I agree with you on that. I don't agree with it. That's it. I just want the season to be over. I'm done, says Sean D. I'll tell you what, to come back from this game, I know we're only, 17 minutes in. To come back from this...
This is an absolute battering.
Yeah, this is domination. Absolutely dominated.
Can't get hold of the ball. finally, we get a bit of possession with us driving. 18 minutes in, and United have done absolutely nothing.
It's just, you know what annoys me is I fell into this trap as well. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer did so well, and then we gave him the job, and we've gone shit. And this is what everybody said who didn't want him. And they weren't United fans, they were like, the critics and that. And they were basically saying that it'll just be another Di Matteo. You'll do well while he's caretaker manager, but then when he's given the job, the players, he'll get exposed. And it's amazing how many people predicted that, because it always seems to happen. But
I think
that's a good ball by Pogba. Take it down. Take it down. Oh, over the bar. It was good. That was good. Good ball by Pogba. Picked out Rashford through. And I don't know whether Rashford waits for this too long. A lack of confidence in his first touch. It's a brilliant ball by Pogba over the top. No, he does it about right, Rashford, to be fair. Yeah. It's a hard angle to score from. He lets it bounce, and then he tries to lob Pickford. It's a very wide angle. Should be going with his left foot, though, really. Yeah, why would Pogba want to play with a defence like this, as Toby said? Yeah, exactly. I think, people are like criticising people like Pogba and De Gea who might want to move on. Like, Pogba's been here 3 years. Do you think he wants to be back where he started this summer as a Europa League midfielder? But terrible 20 minutes from Manchester United. Yeah, thanks for the contribution, Vincent Matthews. I was surprised when he was given the job, says Bob Haramb. I wanted Ollie to get the job. I'm not going to be a flip-flop on that. I still think that he's the right man for the job. But what I think is really weird is how we were playing so well, then he gets the job and the players totally change. 45 goals conceded, the most of any top 6 team, says Alligator. Yeah, I think we conceded a lot under Mourinho, though, hadn't we?
See, Woodward's there, not looking happy.
I don't really think... when they pan to Ed Woodward and he doesn't look happy, I'm like... But maybe he just doesn't even understand what the offside rule is, I don't know. Him being unhappy... Look, when they pan to Sir Alex, it means something. When it pans to Ed Woodward, he's like the big unknown, isn't he? I mean, what does he know about football? Unfortunately, he's got a big influence on what we know as football as United fans. The reality is that he's involved heavily in a lot of things.
Here we go, Everton pressing from the front, trying to hurry United into a mistake. Lindelof, Rashford.
It's like we're playing with 10 men. Really, it is, isn't it? Play on, come on.
All Rashford getting there. All across.
This is easy for Everton. It's way too easy.
It is. United are doing nothing. They're not pressing. Everton are quite happy knocking that ball down the left and right hand side touchlines and just letting Bernard or Rickarlison just run at the Delo or Lindelof, and they're getting so much success from it. Carlson. Ooh. But United, I mean, apart from Rashford's attempt just now, have done absolutely nothing.
I mean, to be honest with you, though, I know a lot of people are saying it in the live comments. I was just putting a tweet out there about it. Whatever you want to say about effort and everything like that, when you've got Phil Jones and Chris Smalling and Matic as the central platform to build your attacks from, is it any surprise we've done sod all? 2 of them can't pass and 1 of them is slow. Why would anyone want to play with these clowns, says Dylan Pidgley. And Josh Bunn says, man, I had no idea you guys needed that big of a revamping. I don't see you guys winning any games. Players look overweight. Dad's on that pitch. And welcome to El Reels, the latest member of the United Stand Members Club. Mate, we're shit. We really, really are. You never know what is going to happen with United. You just don't know what United team's going to turn up. And the only hope we've got in this game, Marcus, is the fact that it's only 1-0. And I mean, we just had a yellow card there, and it was a yellow card. It could have been a bloody red.
Yeah.
Oh, I tell you what, that's nasty by Idrissa Gueye. Yeah. He is lucky there.
Could have snapped his ankle.
Yeah. I'll tell you what. Reece says, why is it a foul? Because he nearly broke his bloody leg. But here we go. Look, Marcus Rashford on a free kick again. Go and make your cup of tea. Go and get your washing out. This is a waste of 2 minutes. Marcus Rashford lining up a free kick from 30 yards. Absolutely no chance. And every part of my body wants to take the L on this, but absolute waste of time. It'll hit the bar, it'll hit the wall or go over the bar. Over the bar. Waste of frigging time. Every bloody time.
From that distance.
What a waste. Ollie's there going, no. Do you not tell him to just get away from fucking free kicks? He's terrible at them. This has been going on for 2 months. Don't let him take the free kicks. It's just a goal kick to Everton every time. Welcome to James Rogers, the latest member of the club. It's a waste of time. It's either into the wall or over the bar. Like, facts. And every time. What a waste. What are we doing at this club? Who's involved in the coaching and the decision making? It's a joke. Like, why would you play Phil Jones and Smalling and Matic as the triangle? Why would you do that? Why is Rashford still taking free kicks? Why have you moved your best centre-back to play at right-back? I do not get it. I don't get it anymore. I just don't understand what's going on.
Matic was absolutely dreadful there. Just did not have a clue what was around him. Took that extra touch as he normally does, and he loses possession. So Fred has to give away a free kick.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of people are saying it. Why is Paul Pogba not on free kicks? He's got the best delivery in the team. Yeah. Why are we shooting from 35 yards anyway? Like, what? It worked against Cardiff in December. Why do we keep trying to repeat the same bloody thing? Get it in and whip it in.
Apparently, we've had 3 shots. I only remember 1.
Well, Lukaku's just put a cross in and there's nobody in the middle.
And straight away, look, Bernard. Lindelof, come on, man. Shouldn't have waited for that to come down. United are absolutely terrible.
Well, I said 1-1. Long ball merchants. Looks like Mourinho's back. I'm sick of this defensive shape. Counter-attacking crap. We need possession and wing play. Step it up, Ollie, says Ryan FTW. We've been embarrassing today. We've been absolutely embarrassing today. And to be honest, we've been embarrassing for a long time. I did say West Ham and Watford, 6 points. We didn't deserve 2. You know, we've been playing terrible for so long. I don't know. There's very few United players that come out of any game with credibility these days. It's got worse. We're worse. We're worse than we've been for a long time.
Yeah.
And, you know, the worrying thing is you've got Ole Gunnar Solskjaer saying we're not going to be signing 5 or 6 players. It's going to have to be a slow, patient process. Mate, if you ain't getting rid of 6 and buying 6 this summer, it's the same shit next year. That's the size of this problem. There ain't enough good players to do this gradually. You can't do 2 in, 2 out, because you're still going to be swamped with shit. Like this, I'm sorry. I know the board don't want to do it because they don't want to spend the money. And I know maybe Ollie doesn't agree with wholesale changes. But mate, we've been living this for 6 years. This team, if this was FIFA, that's what it needs. Somebody walks in, they literally kick 10 players out the door and they sign 10 players. I know it sounds drastic, but that's what it needs. It's terrible. It really is.
Martial on the ball, first time I've seen him.
Easy tackle on Lukaku.
Fred, ball across, out for a corner. United's first threatening position.
Fred's telling Lukaku to calm down. Exactly. Because Lukaku gets up and starts going like this again. Give me the ball. Doesn't realise Fred can't bloody give him the ball because he's thick. You bloody useless lump of shit, Lukaku. I'm fed up of him pointing. Give me the ball. Give me the ball. Watch the game, mate. Watch the game. You can't just teleport the ball to your feet. He's literally not took a touch yet. Idiot. You do it to make yourself look like you're a decent number 9 with your pointing and everything like that. Every time you're pointing, you make yourself look bloody stupid. Everton on the break here. We've got numbers back, thank God. Zigerton's going to hit that.
Yeah.
Oh, for God's sake! You piece of shit! You absolute idiots! What are you doing? Who's that? Who is that? Bloody hell! Defending like a friggin' Easter egg on a hot day. Melting away. What's bloody De Gea meant to do from that? This is Sigurdsson. He's been smashing them in from 30 yards since he was bloody 4. What are we doing? You bloody jokes. You're a bloody joke, whoever that is. Who is it? Who's at fault here this time? Bloody all over the place. Idris Gueye. It's bloody Lindelof.
Matic.
Is it Lindelof or is it Matic?
I think it's Matic.
Oh, it's Matic. What a surprise. You lazy donkey shit. You crap. What are you doing in a United shirt anyway? You've had 2 months off, you lazy sod. Close him down. Close him down. Oh no, I've got a better idea. I'll let Sigurdsson, who's deadly on his right foot, cut inside. He may as well be in Manchester, you're that tight. Rubbish. What are we picking Matic for, Marcus? Bloody tell me, what are we picking Matic for? He's shit. McTominay sat on the bench saying, what have I done? What have I done? I've been going to bed on time, everything. Pick me. Oh, God, I can't believe it. I'm a massive fan of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. But I tell you what, mate, picking Matic as a CDM, he's a lazy, useless sod he is. And he lets bloody Sigurdsson come back on his right foot. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. And that is not De Gea's fault. No way. No way is that De Gea's fault. You give Sigurdsson a shot from 30 yards, he'll take your bloody head off. That is crap by Matic. Absolutely shit. I mean, this is the sort of stuff when I'm training with my daughter, who is 10, and I'll say to her, when somebody's right-footed, show them onto the left. Don't let them get onto their strong foot. Matic, on God knows what a week, lets Sigurdsson come in on his right foot and doesn't close him down. Useless. Useless.
The worst thing is he's standing off him by a good 2-3 yards.
Yeah.
And he just basically said to him, go on, have a shot. The most dangerous player probably Everton have got in that midfield.
That is just shockingly shit. And that's on Ollie, I'm afraid.
I cannot believe it. Cannot believe it. It's got to take something special to beat De Gea from there. And
it
what
was.
a belter it was.
It was. Idiots will say that's De Gea's fault. It's absolutely every day of the week. That is on Matic. And I've never been a fan of Matic. People know that. But when he's had good games, I'll say fair play. But I said it when we bought him, and that's nearly 2 years ago now. He's a donkey. He's too bloody slow for this game. And he is. This is embarrassing, this is. This is embarrassing, this is.
I'll tell you what, these players, they deserve 25% wage cut. Fucking useless, this lot.
It's you know what kills you though? It's the individual stupidness.
Yeah. Individual errors and just the concentration levels, they're just not there. It's almost like you got 11 players.
I'll tell you what, if that was Idris Gueye on Matic though, that should be a second yellow.
Yeah, bit of a high foot, wasn't it?
I mean, it's not what we deserve, I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying if that was Idris Gueye on Matic, he's already on a yellow card, he should be gone. That wouldn't help us anyway, because Everton had just parked the bus and then we'd really shit ourselves.
Look at him again, look, taking so many touches on the ball. He nearly lost it again just now. But where's the movement from the front? Why is it going side to side?
Because they're all crap.
Awful. Pogba's
Jones and Smalling are crap on the ball. Like, they literally are crap. The front three, in fairness, I know we all want to pick on Lukaku and Rashford and Martial. They've had nothing. They've had absolutely nothing.
Lukaku with a thumbs up again.
Yeah, get out. That thumbs up better be for a bloody taxi. You can do one, mate. Shocking. Absolutely shocking. I didn't expect us to win this game, anybody. I thought it would be hard, but I didn't expect us to be this shit. That's what I didn't expect. And you shouldn't expect that in a United shirt. But unfortunately, that second goal, which has probably cost us the game, is 100% on Nemanja Matic, who should not be playing. What has he done to deserve to be in this team? He doesn't. He's been terrible, and he quite rightly has not been playing. And then we use him in a game of this magnitude. He is crap.
Low being outpaced there by, I think it was Seamus Coleman down that right hand side. Yeah, again another corner.
Thunderpants says that players did enough to make Mourinho look bad. They're mercenaries.
Yeah, I don't think that's that far from the truth, Mark.
Not watching the game, I'm at the beach, Mark, says that happy guy. Get me a lolly. Suck it for me, because this team sucks. But no, I'm not going to go anywhere. We've seen worse than this, but this game's done. I'll be joyful and triumphant if we can turn this around. I never ever thought I would be reacting to United conceding a goal like I just did with Matic. That was prime Mourinho days, that was. That loss of control, that absolute frustration and anger, I thought that was gone. I didn't think I had that anymore. I really didn't. I didn't think that those sort of things were going to be happening again. And I don't even know what to say. I don't know what to say. If Ollie thinks he can solve this gradually, that team, I said it after Barcelona, I've said it before, at least 7 of that team needs not just dropping in the bloody ocean. That's what they need to do. I wouldn't even let them on the coach. I'd say you can walk it. You can walk. It's not that far from Liverpool to Manchester, but you can dream on. Like, no passion from the lot of them. Find them all, says Marco Antonio King. It's just terrible. He's rubbish, Matic. I cannot get it. He's like everybody else. It's like, it plays tricks with your mind with Matic, because you watch like Martial on the ball now and it's like, my TV's fine. As soon as Matic goes, you think you've whacked it into slow play or something. It is so bad.
Martial and Rashford have swapped positions now. I don't think that's going to solve anything, to be honest.
Yeah, because they're not the problem, are they? It's not the front three that's the problem. Toffee men versus the jelly babies. Says GTA Star Red Gaming, absolutely spot on. Clean house, this entire team is a disgrace to that badge. I wish we could. I wish we could just start again, break it down and start again. I'm not taking anything away from Everton. I think they've been fantastic. But as I said, I would have predicted this every year I've been watching football. Everton at Goodison Park fighting hard and getting at you. It ain't a bloody surprise. That's what they do every bloody game against United. There's no surprise in that.
Yeah, and again, since the second goal has gone in, the heads have dropped again.
Shocking.
Where are the leaders on the pitch? We don't have none. Where are our big players trying to galvanise this team?
To be honest, mate, I've got to be honest here, and I'll say that this game has been lost by Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as well. I mean, the players are terrible, but you see that second goal again. Nemanja Matic is meant to be, I don't know, a footballer. There's no skill from Sigurdsson there either. There's no little roll over. He just literally goes, I'm going to go past you on the right-hand side and shoot. And Matic is so slow, he can't do anything about it. On Yukibi and Miki says, Ander is a big miss as he drives this lethargic bunch. Herrera adds depth to the PSG. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is going the Jose route, picking experience over form and youth. Exactly. I've been saying this for ages. Herrera is a huge, huge loss. Who the hell is playing in the middle? There is absolutely no one there. These players don't seem like they want to win the game. And Tom Hancock says, for whatever reason, this club have become rotten to the core from the top down. All these issues we've had for years. We've never addressed them. What's going on? Mark G says, never mind 25%. This lot should get 75% wage cut. They're worse than useless. Ollie needs to get out his own hairdryer or he won't last the couple of years he thinks he will to rebuild this team. Akeen O'Carey says De Gea has made a mistake in 6 of the last 8 games. He is literally losing his matches along with Rashford's poor finishing. It's interesting that people want to blame De Gea. It's interesting.
Well, do you know what I mean? In defence of that, it's a long way out. There's no one blocking his line of view. So I mean, it's a good 30 yards out. He's got plenty of time to see it. He knows where it's going to go. Maybe he could have done better. Maybe the pace of the ball beat him. I don't know if there's a bit of swerve on it after it left his foot, but it's a long way out.
Bob Bill says City are going to rip us apart. We will need soda cream for days. This is not good enough. We are united, but the players are not. Disgusting. What I would say is that a professional footballer given a free shot from 30 yards should be able to beat any goalkeeper.
Rashford's on the free kick again.
Yeah.
You fancy an in-swinger here, left-footed.
It's got to be Fred.
It's got to be, isn't it? I mean, if Rashford puts it in, which he will.
Nobody attacks it though. You got the smallest man on the pitch there. I think Idris Gueye heading it away because no United player goes anywhere near it. Oh, just desperation, isn't it? Remember, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Bottom right hand corner, match reactions and fan cams are going to be very interesting. People giving up their Easter Sunday to travel to Goodison Park from all around the world. Well, you know, United fans come from all around the world to watch this shit. I think the fan cams are going to be very, very interesting. I can see a Man City beating us 4 or 5 goals, if not more, says David Smith. Top 4's gone, mate. So it's about who you want to win the league in the derby. Like, if you want Liverpool to win the league, let's hope we at least get a draw. If you want City to win the league, then let's hope we get absolutely smashed. Because top 4's gone today.
Jones is down.
Mate, if you're injured, just don't ever come back. This is why you shouldn't have a 5-year contract.
All he did was tackle the ball.
Yeah. That's not an injury that you should get from a tackle. If he's getting injured off a slide tackle like that, he's just a broken man.
Yeah. There's his knee, by the looks of it.
He'll be alright.
Yeah, McKenna's there, having words with Phelan and Ollie. Something's got to be done.
I know what's wrong with this team from United, right? They're shit, obviously. But no, it's like a lot of people will be having a go at the front three, and I'm not Lukaku's biggest fan, but I think the front three are irrelevant. Have they had loads of chances? Have they had loads of the ball? No. So that's where you judge them. The problem with United today is, obviously, we knew we were weak down the full-backs positions, and we've got to make do with what we've got, fine. But you don't play 2 non-balling centre-backs. Like, they can't play football. And
what the?
And then you've got Matic in front of them who's slow. So how are you meant to build attacks? Another shot in there, Fred falling over.
You know what? But again, the distribution from De Gea.
Yeah, it's the centre-backs. The midfield have destroyed us this game. I like Ollie, but I don't understand Lindelof at right back, says Ricky916. Mate, I like Rashford, but why is the guy taking your set pieces and everything? For God's sake. The guy's not that good. He's a great talent, but he's no Pirlo. And Cobb Ross Aikens, why is Rashford on corners? He never beats the first man ever and sets up counter-attacks against us. When will we learn he can't take set pieces? Talk about it for so long. The staff look lost, says SB. I didn't want to say it when I saw it, but I agree. Who's that layoff to there from Lukaku? I genuinely think we'd get stuffed by Norwich. I really do. We are so poor.
Sunday League football's better than this. I mean, I think that these players are on hundreds of thousands a week, and this is what they're doing. They've got top 4. They've got Champions League football on the line next season. And, you know, where is it? Where is the spirit? There's just nothing. There's no fight. The players, they don't even look like they're playing as a team, you know. There's no togetherness. It's almost as if they're going to rely on individual brilliance to get them back into it. But Everton certainly, I think they're well and truly good value for the 2-0 lead.
100%. I think it's very rare that you say that, but I think it's exactly the right score. I think 3-0 would probably be a bit too much, but we don't deserve to be closer than 2 goals. And the thing is, Everton aren't that good. You know, they're more than capable of winning this game.
Oh, look at this, look.
But they're not a team that beats you 3 or 4-0. That's not what Everton do. But I don't think Everton are even in 5th gear. I think it's just cruise control. If you turn up against United and fight, you win.
Do you know what? This team, I think...
He's got to get McTominay on at half-time, hasn't he?
Yeah. They deserve the drop in wages, if it's true. They deserve that shitty Europa League next season.
Jack Carr says our players are fighting for nothing in the air. Disgraceful. Pogba tried to get things moving, but then dropped his head. Both centre backs getting bullied. That's from Jack Carr, and this is without Ashley Young, says Bonds.
Yeah.
Mark, I would take Europa League to clean this mess, says Karen Banzer. Mate, it's nothing about taking it. We're getting it. We're saying hello to the Europa, inviting ourselves to mid-table. May as well play the youth. Exactly. It's and Navin Narizari says, I would blame this current problem on Woodward for bringing in Sanchez to walk his dogs on a huge wage. We need at least 5 new signings minimum. Yeah, I agree. I would.
Thing is, though, we're going to get probably the 5 mediocre signings. We won't get the 5 world-class signings that we all want.
No, we're going to get Manlas at centre-back because he's cheap.
Yeah.
And that's, I don't think Manlas is any better. Worst back 4 in top 12 of leagues, says Adam Dale. And we've become the new Burnley, says I want goals 50. I think we go to most teams in the Premier League and lose at the moment with this performance today. I mean, Everton are a decent side, but I think you could take this performance to West Ham and you get rolled over. I really do. Burnley as well.
Absolutely shocking.
I mean, you look at the form below the Man United on my screen. That's Premier League form. I haven't put the cup losses in there, so it's actually a lot worse than that. You've got 3 losses in there as well, haven't you? Welcome Archie Anus, the latest member of the United Stand Members Club. These players clearly don't care. 25% pay cut, says Kane Brown. And DB says, I know we were going to be awful when I saw Everton attack between minutes 4 and 5 and Pogba was talking to Schneidlin instead of tracking back. We're about half time.
I don't think Pickford's had to make a save, has he?
I doubt it.
No. Fucking terrible. And again, it's probably going to be the same again in the second half. I don't see United putting a stamp on this game. 2 minutes to be added on. I don't see how they can come back from this. The bench is absolute shit.
Yeah, well, I did say that before the game.
Yeah.
That bench is terrible. There's nothing on that bench that makes you think you can change it. You've got Young, McTominay, Pereira, Lingard, Mata, Sanchez. So, yeah, again, it's like... Oh, I don't know, people. I don't know.
I mean, Lukaku there, they're just trying to bring that ball down, get it under control. Nowhere near it. And yet Pogba does it with ease.
You got to say, look, when you spine, none of them can play football. Matic, Jones, Smalling, crap. Lukaku, crap. Every one of those players are a brick wall. None of them can play the ball. So, how are you meant to build attacks when that's your midfield? That's your spine. Biggie third, pay Spurs 50 million for the biggest asset, Pochettino. It would dawn on you and Ollie and the fan club that we hired the mould managers to do football's biggest rebuild. Andrew 96, please just let this season finish already. And Brendan Slaughter says, sell De Gea and Pogba for 300 million and spend another 200 million and rebuild the team. We've become Arsenal at this point and it's embarrassing. I think the thing that a lot of people are worried about today, though, is that it's very easy to blame the players, and I think it's very right to blame the players. But tactically, you've got to look at the coaching staff today. It's been shit. Absolutely. Some of the decisions we've made today have been awful. Lindelof at right back. He's crap at right back, and he's our best centre back. You've got 2 centre backs who are crap. You've got Matic, who's a donkey. You've got Lukaku playing at number 9. Half the team is awful. So how can you go to a team like Everton and expect to win a must-win game? United will be screwed in the Europa playing like this. I don't even want to be in the Europa playing like this. Gustavo Cortez, sorry about not making top 4 Goldbridge. I'm still hurting about Man City's elimination. Feels like getting kicked in the balls. And Mr. Jama says, something must be going on behind the scenes. The players aren't even fighting anymore. This is really painful. This is nowhere near United. Well, you know what? I don't know what's going on behind the scenes. I don't. And Jack Carr says, why play a young centre-back that lacked confidence at right-back when you have 2 experienced centre-backs? Fred has been here for a season and has more fight than everyone. I don't know what's going on at Manchester United, but you can sort of predict what's going on at United in the dressing room, can't you, Marcus?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, definitely.
And for me, it's about the contracts. It's about the wages. Herrera. Imagine Herrera in that team. We had 3 weeks ago, people, we don't need Herrera. Let him go and let's replace him with somebody else. And I said at the time, hypothetically, I don't agree with you, but hypothetically, okay, that's fine. But you're talking like we don't need to replace everyone else in the team who are far worse than him. And this is the thing, it's like the team is crap. It's absolutely crap. So Herrera's going because he's been badly treated. Mata's going. I think Mata's finished and it's not a bad idea. But as a professional footballer in the club, he's well liked. De Gea is best mates with Herrera and Mata. He will know they're being treated badly. Pogba, a big influencer in the dressing room. Is he happy? Sanchez, the biggest earner in the dressing room. Absolutely crap. I can imagine what's going in that club.
The way the club's run, in terms of the structure and the wage bill, it's an absolute embarrassment. And these players, I did say a couple of weeks ago, they've got their new contracts now. They're demanding the money because they know how important they are to the club. And they're in a strong position to get it. But you look at the way it's going at the minute, the performances on the pitch, and the players don't warrant the big money that they're asking for. So I think Woodward and the club, whoever's made that decision to say, well, if we're not in the Champions League, it's minus 25%. I probably think going by that performance in the first 45 minutes, they're lucky to think that it's only 25% they're going to get dropped. It's a fucking shambles, that team. It really is. It needs new blood in that team. And to be honest, I think it does need the likes of Chong and Greenwood in there just to give these so-called world-class senior players the kick up the arse that they need.
Alex Mole says, we hired a guy that failed at Cardiff just because we played for us. We fell into the trap. Should have got Poch in. Big mistake. 7th next season. And Andrew 96, half our team isn't capable of playing how Ollie wants, but also he needs to realise they are not capable and adept to the situation. Welcome to Terry Lee Murphy, 11, latest member of the Members Club, and Fraser Kelly as well. Look, it's half time. We're 2-0 down. I said after the first goal that we needed to win this game today. And I think when the first goal went in, it was obvious that we weren't going to win today. I don't think we're even going to draw today. So I'm not going to change what I've been saying all for the last few days. I'm not going to change what I was saying in the hour before kickoff. If we didn't win today, top four's gone. So we've just seen the capitulation of top four in 45 minutes, and I've never seen such a terrible performance from United in a long, long time. I never expected to see that performance under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, but we did. Tactically inept, stupid, and yes, I agree, the players are terrible. The players are terrible. Of course, the players should play a lot better than that. I mean, the second goal, I can't wait to see it back on the screen. For me, if you let Sigurdsson shoot from 30 yards, he'll beat any goalkeeper if he hits it right. That's what he's been doing for years. He's got an amazing shot. And I'm sure a lot of people will say, well, it's it's De Gea's fault. Some might say it's Pogba's fault. It's not. Some people will say it's De Gea's fault because he's world class and he shouldn't be being beaten from there. Theoretically, you're probably right. But there are certain players who can hit the ball well enough from 30 yards that they'll beat any goalkeeper. But the point is, whether you want to put a bit of blame on De Gea or not, if you know football, Matic has got Sigurdsson. All he's got to do is hold him up whilst other players support him. I don't even know what Matic does. He stops, gets beaten by no skill, lets the player get onto their strong foot and shoot. And like Marcus said, he's about a mile away from him. All he's got to do is close the gap on him and show him on his left foot. And then United players will get back and support him. And he does none of those things. But that, I've been saying about Matic for a long time. He is awful. He's too slow for this level. He needs kicking out the club. Why is he even playing today? Because he got picked. Because Ollie made a mistake. Why is Lindelof our best centre-back playing at right-back? Because Ollie did it. We did it on Wednesday night as well. But the biggest thing for me is, we're 2-0 down, but we've created nothing. Why have we created nothing? Because we've got two centre-backs who can't play football. We could have played Lindelof, who can. You've got Matic, who can't play football and is slow. And then you've got Lukaku at number 9, who can't hold the ball up and pass. So, is it any wonder we've created next to nothing when the spine of our team, two centre-backs, CDM and the number 9, cannot play the game of football? Cannot pass it. So it's not surprising, really. We should have a clear-out sale and play the youth, says Praniv. Man United 84, problems start with our wage structure. All these players think they have made it. There's no pressure on these players from the top to do any better. They're all too complacent. Zachary Purvis, I said it a few times now and I'll say it again. Sell Paul and Dave to fund a massive rebuild. Push through the youth and buy players that love this club. It's going to be a long, long way back. Luke Ledger, footballers' weekly wages should be performance-based. It would give them a kick up the backside that they clearly need. And Alfie says the fact that the players are complaining about 25% just proves what the players are just all about. They are not playing for the badge. I mean, that's the thing for me, Marcus, and I'm sure it's the same for everybody as well. I just don't get... I didn't predict United would win today. I didn't. I thought we would draw because I thought it would be a tough game against Everton. But I really thought, after weeks and weeks of poor performances, we would see some effort in a shirt. And we're just not getting it. And I don't know what to say anymore. And that's rare for me. And I'm sure it's rare for you and everybody else. But they're not playing for the shirt. And the tactics of Ollie today are questionable. They are poor. But those players are not playing for that shirt.
Well, do you know, I think you're quite right. They're definitely not playing for the shirt. They're not playing for the club. A lot of them seem really disinterested in the football that they're playing. I honestly can't tell you what Ollie's tactics are today because I don't think United have had enough of the ball in an attacking sense or just in general, just to try and find out what Ollie's tactics are. You know, from what I've seen is the centre-backs passing it back to De Gea like George said earlier and just knocking it forward. It's awful. It's absolute crap football. It's very reminiscent of Mourinho's days again, you know. And why are they playing like this? What is the matter with them? What's going through their heads? And the only thing I can think of is it's a money thing. You know, they want these contracts, they want the big money, but if they're not going to willing to fight for the club and get this club into the Champions League, then they're not deserving of it. I mean, some would say they're probably not deserving of it anyway. But if, like the comment said just now, if De Gea and Pogba go, would you be confident of the Glazers reinvesting that 300 million on top of the transfer budget? I'm not so sure.
Yeah, you know, I've just literally while you were talking there, I put a tweet out saying exactly that. You know, it's not, you know, everyone's got an agenda. Look, I don't like Matic, I don't really like Lukaku, I don't like Ashley Young. And if I said that they're all shit in a United shirt, I'd be absolutely right. But we've all got to wake up to that now. We've all got our agendas. And I'm just watching the Sigurdsson shot again.
Yeah.
I mean, De Gea
as an arrow.
De Gea probably should get a little bit closer to it.
Yeah.
But as I said, it's Sigurdsson. He's hit it. He's bounced it just in front of him. It's a brilliant shot, but it's on Matic for me. But what I was going to say is, look, maybe you don't like Pogba, maybe you don't like De Gea, whatever. Maybe you don't like Martial, whatever, right? But the point we've all got to accept here, because I've got people I like in the club as well, apart from probably Luke Shaw and Scott McTominay today, because they're not playing, every single player in that squad, and it means Sanchez, it means Mata, because they've been shit this season as well, they're all not in the shirt. They're all not performing in the shirt. Whether it's Phil Jones, Chris Smalling, Marcus Rashford, Marcus Rojo, Martial, Pogba, De Gea, whoever, they're collectively inconsistent and not playing for the shirt. So you can have your agendas, you can blame your individuals, but for me, it's all of them. And why is it all of them? It's the whole playing squad, bar probably one or two players. So you can love Jesse Lingard and want to say it's Pogba. You can love Martial and want to say it's Rashford. You can love De Gea and want to say it's Lukaku. But this is a joke now. It's the whole bloody squad. They are not good enough. I've got to read a few super chats. Travis Johnson says, clearly major problems at the club. We'll wait till the summer and see what he's done. If nothing changes, it'll be time to start boycotting United sponsors. Money is the only language the board understands. Justice O, yes, the players deserve 25%, but do you really expect to be in the Champions League with two fringe world-class players? The board deserves 25% drop as well for not getting world-class players in. Yep, the board are definitely culpable. 100%. Don't disagree with you on that one at all, mate. The Booknut fan says, changing my prediction, 3-2 to Manchester United. Joke. Goodbye top four. Bench everyone and get in the youth, like I said 3 weeks ago. Jack Webb, get the donkey off and Sanchez on. This is beyond diabolical. Since Ollie got given the job, players have not cared. Give youth and need a massive rebuild. Roddy Crustian says, all I'm going to say, Sane, Jesus, Firmino, Fernandinho, Stones, Keita, Mane, all earning less on their contracts than Martial. Enough said. I think you're going in after one player though. I don't think that's useful anymore. I think it's fine to say you think Martial's shit. I think Lukaku's shit. But this is beyond going in on one or two players now. This is the whole squad as far as I'm concerned. We need a season without European football, no Champions League, no Europa League. Absolutely shocking after the international break was simply not good enough, says Adrian Gorchia. Alfie says the biggest problem is United is Ed Woodward and the board because attitude reflects the leadership. Avishek Chatterjee says if your fullbacks don't work, use 3-5-2. Try to be a sensible manager, Ollie, and not just look like a mascot for nostalgia and the players unmotivated. And Ian YouTube says it's the pink kit mark. Rather finish 7th than get in the Europa League, to be honest. Yeah. We can't, I don't think we can finish 7th, though, can we? We're going to finish 6th. That's what's going to happen, and we will be in the Europa League, which I think will be a disadvantage. AJ's back, says the players shouldn't be paid for the rest of the season. Why should we pay our hard-earned money to watch this crap for them to get paid thousands to play like this every week? You know what? I'm very frustrated with the players. I am, but I'm not going to lie and say that the board aren't at fault. They are. I'm not going to lie and say that Solskjaer's messed up with his tactics again today. He has. But I do expect more from the players, and I don't understand why the whole squad is playing as bad as it is. And the club hate it. The club hate that fans will be doing fan cams on the United stand later. They'll hate the fact that we've reacted to the goal in the way we have, because that's what the club's like. They hate it. But I tell you what, instead of hating on it, why don't you look at it and think that, when we won the Europa League, how happy everybody was. When we've won big games, how happy everybody is. Instead of being critical of the people who are being negative, try and look at who's causing the negativity, and it's you lot. We're negative because we love and we care about this club. We're negative because the players and the board and the manager and the coaches are letting that club down. You are all doing it. Instead of, looking at the people who are being negative, how about you look at yourself and realise that you are contributing to this bloody mess and sort it out? It's not rocket science. Some of the things we've done today are just, so easily preventable. So easily preventable. Everton at home at Goodison Park, they're going to press you, they're going to fight you, and the crowd are going to be up for it. It's not a surprise. So you put a team out that's going to try and do that back. You don't play two centre-backs that can be pressed because they can't play the ball. You don't play a centre defensive midfielder who can be pressed because he's slow. You don't play a number 9 who can't hold the ball up. They're obvious things that we didn't need to do. And we did it. Alexander Parker says more than half the team look like they don't want to play. Meanwhile, anyone from the youth would jump at the chance. I think you're right, Alexander. I think you're absolutely right. I think there is that. When the players are walking off the pitch, heads dropped again. Manu XPT says there is no point in talent if the attitude is poor. Let's get rid of poor attitude, and even if it means get rid of some of the players. They need a leader on that pitch. You know what? I'm fed up of saying this, Marcus. Roy Keane. At half-time, he would have been kicking him into the dressing room. There's just nobody there to do it. They're all bloody mollycoddled nappy boys. They're all bloody there waiting for the nappy to be changed. They're not men, they're babies. They don't get it. There's no fight. If I'm losing 2-0 at half-time at FIFA, I'll have a quick swig of my tea and I'm fucking up for it second half. I'm not having this. The mentality of these players is ridiculous. Where's their competitive element? Where is their pride? It's just not there. I'm losing. My head's got to drop. Where's my agent to tell me how great I am? The attitude stinks. We've built a team of bloody crybabies.
It is. We seriously need someone on that pitch to get this team back up on its legs. And I think if Ollie's transfer budget is 250 million, that's still not going to solve the problem. He's talking as if there's going to be 1 or 2, possibly 3 come in, but it's no good bringing them in if you're not going to get rid of the crap that's already there. Everyone moans about the wages that certain players are on, and they don't deserve it. They really don't, not after performances like this. And it looks like Ashley Young is getting warmed up.
Oh, great. The saviour is coming on. Ashley Young's coming on. Great. Yeah. Magnificent.
But it's terrible. I mean, you look at the bench. All right, we've got bodies, but there's no quality in those bodies. They're finished now. Majority of them players. Matic doesn't belong there. Lukaku, not Manchester United striker by any means. Ashley Young's, the Darmians, Valencia's, Mata. It's awful. It's all these players are coming to Manchester United at the minute for just one last big payday because they know United will pay the wages. And they're paying the wages for the name, not the player. They're paying for the name. And of course, with the name brings the expenditure for, they get the revenue for the shirt sales and stuff like that. And it's awful. The management, the Glazers, they don't give an absolute monkey's toss about what happens on the pitch. They really don't. All they're interested in, McTominay's coming on as well. All they're interested in is the money that they get for their own pockets. So, it's us as fans are the ones that suffer. So number 4's gone off. Phil Jones has gone off for Ashley Young.
Probably injured.
So that means we get Lindelof and Smalling back as the centre-backs.
Fred.
Tommy's come on for Fred. Well, that's a surprise.
Young coming on for Jones. Fred's off for McTominay. I see how that is. I think that's a terrible decision.
Yeah.
Woke up early in Canada. It's 5:30 a.m. Watching this is really disgusting. Should go back to bed.
You thought with that midfield pairing of Fred and McTominay, he would have took Matic off.
I'm absolutely stunned that he's took Fred off. Fred off for McTominay. Fred off for McTominay, yeah. And nothing against McTominay. I think McTominay should have started the game, but fucking Fred off and Matic stays on. Bloody hell.
And straight away, pass the ball back from the kick-off and long ball straight up. So...
Well, Matic cost us the second goal.
Yeah.
And you take Fred off. I mean...
He's probably gone McTominay because he's taller than Fred, to be honest.
That's what we've gone with height, haven't we? That's what it's all about.
Yeah. Ashley Young, who's been absolute shit for his last few performances for United.
But I thought we'd moved away from this. This was Mourinho's tactic. Oh, let's play players because they're tall. I just despair. Absolutely fucking despair with this club. Manchester United, and all we're bothered about is hoofing the long ball up.
Yeah, he's not even changed system. The players that come on are really like for like. So his last change will probably be Lingard or Sanchez. But it's terrible. I mean, the quality of the football. These are supposed to be professional football players playing like like I said earlier, Sunday League is better than what United are playing today. No fight in this team. I mean, McTominay's up there on the right-hand side at the minute, but seriously, Ashley Young, why play it into Lukaku's feet?
We've got a few super chats here. We've got a new member. Welcome to Per Morgan. And a fundamental culture change at the club that is needed, says Baz1. It has to come from the top. Even Cruyff would fail with this team. T-Rex Go Get It says this team would make Zidane look crap. Not one player is fighting. Romero deserves a season goal. Ollie's playing chess with checker pieces. Stephen Willocks, McTominay for Fred. Why is Ollie doing? Get Matic off for God's sake before Fred. Ollie's making a right balls of this team, to be honest, and I love Ollie. You know what I find quite the most interesting thing from that is that we've made 2 defensive substitutions.
Yeah.
Mini Warner, what's really changed though? We are still playing crap, still players not caring, still over-rotating players and tactics. Only difference between Ollie and Jose started to attack, but even then we are crap. And the Booknut fan says, question has to be asked, how much did Fergie influence the beginning of Ollie's reign? I think the saddest thing is that we've made 2 substitutions at half time and they're both defensive. That we needed to win this game to get top 4.
They're both like-for-like changes. They're not going to change the game in any way. I mean, Papa dancing around with the ball there. Lucky to get away with that.
Don't put the ball out.
That's what Carlson again. The same. He went down late in the first half, holding his side. Done it again.
Chances of her coming back into this game? Absolutely 0.
No. United have not even shown
Got
anything.
numbers back, thank God.
Looks like Walcott's coming on for
Sigurdsson's gonna
Richarlison.
win. You're a bloody joke, whoever that is. Who is it?
So
Who's at
Martial
fault
had
here
the
this time?
fewest touches
Bloody
in the first half.
all over.
With 11, joint top with Jordan Pickford.
Who's that?
Martial, fewest touches in the first half with Jordan Pickford, 11.
You see that people will use that as a reason to have a go at Martial, and that's fine. If you want to say Martial shit, that's absolutely fine. But I'm tired of the agendas now. I think so many of them are bad. It's the whole team. You know, why is Smalling better than Martial today? That's my point. Why is Phil Jones better? They've all been shit. We'll improve now though because we've actually got Lindelof back at centre back. Richarlison needs to get himself off.
Yeah, I think he's going off now. Probably a broken rib, I think. Kept on
I feel
clutching.
sick. I'll be honest. I feel absolutely sick.
It's such a dire, gutless performance.
Yeah, you'd rather, if you're going to not win, you want entertainment, don't you?
Yeah. I mean, they've not even put on a show for the fans. You know, there's no intent. There's nothing. Lifeless. Yeah, it's a sad state of affairs at the minute for the club. You know, considering we've been seeing this, since Van Gaal's last season, I'd probably say.
Yeah. It's hard. I mean, this is only what a mid-table club has to put up with year on year. We can't we can't pretend that it's the hardest thing in the world being a United fan because it's not. We've been very, very spoiled. But as a United fan, you shouldn't be performing like a mid-table team every week. Minnie Mourner says, what's really changed? Yeah, I've read that one. Thank you, Minnie. And Kevin B says, our club is finished. Now we know Arsenal and Liverpool fans felt telly off for 2 to 3 years until the Glazers are out. That's from Kevin B. I don't know. I mean, ultimately, you've got to score 3 goals in 40 minutes. Otherwise, top 4 is definitely gone. I want United to stay in the top 4 race. Of course I do, because I want the Champions League again. But I said after the West Ham game, and I said it after the Watford game, we were terrible. So we're getting what we deserve. Kean Roper says Ollie was given the job too early, should have waited till the end of the season. And Sanchez, the world's best paid football fan, says Barnes Z. I mean, there's a funny point to that, because Sanchez is the best paid player in the league and he can't even get on the pitch.
Ashley Young's just been done by Bernard. Yeah.
I don't get the point. You may as well get beat 4-0 than get beat 2-0. I mean, there's absolutely nothing. If we lose this game 2-0, Ollie's going to get a load of criticism. So I don't understand the 2 negative defensive changes. They don't make any sense.
No, they're not impacting the game at all.
No, you may as well go 3 at the back. Oh, see, that's not a bad ball from Matic. There he is. Turns round with his fucking thumb up again. Stick your thumb up your arse, Lukaku. Control the bloody ball in your one-on-one. Turns round and gives the thumb up. Oh, I'm fed up of him and his thumb. Screw your bloody thumbs up. Control the ball. That's what Matic should be saying, not us as fans. Matic should be saying, up yours with your bloody thumb up. I've just put you through one-on-one.
A lot of people talking about Bailly in the comments.
I don't know whether he's injured though. It's hard to know. It's hard to know what's going on. No, Darmian, Valencia seem to have been injured for 5 months.
I mean, even when the United players are going in for a tackle, great turn by Martial there.
He's got 4 players on him.
3 players around him.
Yeah. People don't understand that about Martial. Here we go, bit of space. Yeah. Feed Pogba.
Just a little bit behind him.
I wouldn't have passed it him.
No, Pogba was taking the defender with him, wasn't he? So
yeah.
could have quite easily cut inside on his
right. There's a
right
chance to get a shot away.
Back.
Matic is doing better all right in the second half, to be fair. A few people saying that. Right. I'm just going to pop and get myself
Man.
a cough sweet. Be back in a moment.
Yeah, all right. Let's get some comments going then. So, Deirdre says keep 5 players and sell the rest. Simple. B and Ricky says Lukaku is threatening the Scarfies. I've had a super chat here from Akil Kamal. Thanks for that, mate. It says, will Woodward look at a game like this and think, let's sign big name players on the decline rather than the smart buys? That's probably his mentality, to be honest. He's always looking for bargains, isn't he? So, yeah, that's probably the way he'll go. Neil Smith says he's missing the snooker for this crap. Sean D for the contribution. Thanks for that. It says, disappointing, Ollie. Maybe we took the manager decision in haste, not just player selection. Can't make out what formation are we playing. I think the formation looks as though it's the 4-2-3-1, but the changes that were made at half time are just like for like. They're really not impacted the game any way, shape or form. A lot of Sparrow saying donkey. I hope you're talking about Lukaku.
Corner to Everton then.
Yeah. I've read the 2 super chats, Mark.
Cheers, pal. Goal! Goal!
Again, 3-0.
Friggin' hell. Oh, God. Beat
back.
me up, Scotty. What the bloody hell is going on here? What is going on? I mean, seriously, 3-0 to Everton. I like Everton. Everyone likes Everton. They're an inoffensive club. But even an Everton fan will say, that's embarrassing getting beat 3-0 by Everton. We're not that sort of team. We don't smash teams. We're not that sort of team. We're a grinding team. We beat teams by a couple of goals. We don't smash teams 3-0.
I mean, De Gea punches it out, and it's just, again, there's 2 or 3 offside, but they're not interfering with De Gea's line of sight. Jesus. I think De Gea's clutching the straws there, to be honest.
I don't know. To be honest with you, I don't really know what anyone's meant to do about that. He's hit it really well on the volley. Nobody's blocked it. And it's gone in the bottom corner. I mean, De Gea can't save that. I don't know. Maybe people disagree with me. I don't know. But I don't think there's a lot you can do about that. De Gea can't catch it. He's got to punch it. And the left back for Everton's volleyed it in the bottom corner through a gap. You know, I think sometimes you just got to say... Can you blame anybody for that goal? I don't know, Marcus. What do people think?
Again, I think if you got to go for it, at least he sees it again. It's outside the box. He's got a clear view of it.
I think that's harsh on the goal. I personally think he can't save that, but
I think if you say you can't save that, then he should have definitely done better for the Sigurdsson one.
I just think sometimes you're going to concede goals that there's nothing you can do about it. I think the first 2 goals we could have stopped, definitely. The third goal, maybe not, but that's an accumulation of being shit. And as I said, I don't think even Everton fans would expect to be beating teams 3-0.
No, I think this is...
maybe Fulham, maybe Huddersfield, but they wouldn't expect to be beating a top half team 3-0.
Smalling's on his arse. This could be 4. Walcott's
that's a penalty.
in there.
Ooh, I tell you what, I thought that was a penalty. He's got away with it there, Ashley Young.
Calvert-Lewin running at Ashley Young. I think losing like this just goes to show to Woodward. It highlights what the hell is wrong here. It highlights the lack of quality we got. Money needs to be spent. Players need to be gone. Else it's just going to be, like you said earlier, it's going to be the same season next season. We won't be fighting for the Champions League next season with this team. We'll be fighting for a Europa League place. Sigurdsson with another corner.
Bloody hell, nearly in. Why is nobody... A Manchester United player's got Bostic on their soles of their feet or something. Nobody's jumping for headers. It's really weird. Like, that nearly goes in again. I tell you what, De Gea's got the look of a man of, I'm off. I've had enough of this.
Yeah.
Nobody on the front post. Well, why haven't we got people on the front post?
Absolutely awful.
It's baffling. It's absolutely baffling.
Still Pickford hasn't had to make a save yet.
And the funny thing is, David De Gea's had his the captain's armband took off him as well.
Yeah.
It's gone back to Ashley Young.
I was quite surprised that De Gea had it in the first place instead of Pogba. You know, if Pogba's supposed to be the man that Ollie wants to build the team around.
A lot of people saying Ollie out in the live comments.
Yeah. It's gone. Yeah. Oh dear. It's
Jadon Sancho just scored for Dortmund, says Ahmad's M.A. Samad. Well, he ain't coming to United, Jadon Sancho. You've got to have Champions League football for him.
I mean, this is the thing. If we're not in the Champions League, which it looks like we're not going to be, we attract the second-rate players, don't we? Unless you get a top player that's going to be paid hundreds of thousands a week in wages.
Matic is shit. This is the problem, though, at United. Are we going to sell Matic this summer? No, we're not. Are we going to sell Jones this summer? No, we're not. Are we going to sell Young this summer? No, we're not. Are we going to sell Lukaku this summer? Probably not. I mean, their players are going to be playing for us next year, and we're still going to be losing games like this with them in the team. Unless you clear it out properly and you bring in players who are good enough, it's going to be a long, long process. We are so bad. Aaron Gillespie's going for a shower, and when he comes back, he expects it to be 4-0. Welcome to Ukashan Mahendan, who's the latest member of the United Stand Members Club. I'm just appalled by this performance. I am. It's just not. It's just awful.
Yeah.
It's so uninspiring. It's so lazy. It's just embarrassment. Ollie out, Carrick out, premature appointments as Pratim Azumaki. Say 90 says buying talents in the summer like putting fresh tomatoes with rotten ones in the same basket. First clear the dead wood and wipe the basket with cleanser, Ollie.
That's it.
Good point.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, there's no point bringing in new players when you've still got the same crap there in the background. So, and it's been like that for probably, again, going back probably about 4 years. Not even Mourinho had to clear out that he should have done. Yeah, we all thought he would. We all thought he'd be the one to come in because of his ego and his mannerisms. Doesn't really give a shit about your name. We thought he'd clear it out, but he didn't. And it's still there. We're suffering now. We've got a young manager in. All right, he's not the most experienced, but he knows the club inside and out. And he's got to deal with the shit that's been left behind.
Yeah.
But who is going to buy our crap? Because the money they're on is too excessive. No one wants to give, Lukaku, if he goes to Italy, who wants to pay him $250,000 a week for what he does? Who wants to pay Sanchez at 30 or 31, $400,000 a week? It's ridiculous. You wouldn't pay Phil Jones $150,000 a week for what he does as a centre-back.
The hardest thing for me, and I don't know how everyone else feels, the hardest thing for me is this is boring. This is boring. They've given us nothing. They've given us no hope. Jeff Darty says, can the Calamitous Jones experiment please be over now? Hope is not a plan. Glazers out. And Sankadeep Fee says, definitely not Ollie's fault, but can he improve an average player to play good like Poch doing with half of his players in Spurs? 4-0! 4-fucking-0! Walcott, the ex-Arsenal twat, skips through, one-on-one, puts it through. There's a United fan nearly crying, and I've seen him on a fan cam for United stands. Yeah. Man up, you bloody pussy! Don't bloody start crying. We ain't that club. That's a fucking meme now. You bloody idiot. Don't bloody start crying and man up. They're the ones who should be crying. Absolute disgrace. Disgrace. So this comes from a throw-in Everton's half. They flick it on, and Sigurdsson just skips it through the legs of Lindelof, and just the defend. I tell you what, the defending there, it's like the fucking Easter Bunny has been dropping eggs all over our defence, and they're slipping around all over the place, because that is just, it's not even pub defending, that isn't. That's pub car park defending, that is. That's kicking the ball around with your mates. It's terrible. Absolutely embarrassment. 64 minutes gone, and Manchester United are 4-0 down. Like a balloon in a bloody pin factory, pop goes the top four hopes. It is absolute Easter massacre. Was there an Easter massacre? I think it was a Valentine's Day massacre.
Valentine's.
But this is... we were just saying before it, Marcus, this is... the fact is, it's boring. It's just a boring performance from Manchester United. Definitely not Ollie's fault, says Sankadeep. But can he improve average players? Well, I think Ollie's got to take some blame for today. This is on Ollie. I love him, but tactical mistakes, says Josie22. Under Jose, at least we got boring draws, says Francis Young. Look, the thing is, we're 2-0 down at half-time. We need to win. We're now 4-0 down with 2 defensive substitutions. You know, it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. Welcome to the channel, Simran, Sheena, and Champion Herbs.
You look at this, and we've gone back in the second half to our preferred centre-back pairing. It's near enough. Apart from Luke Shaw, that is the back line that plays week in, week out, right? And you could probably say that the 2 goals we've conceded in the second half are far, far worse than what we conceded in the first half. It's shambolic. The defence is absolutely shambolic. There's no coordination. There's just nothing there. Absolutely nothing. Where the hell were Smalling and Jones for that goal? Where are the centre-back partnership? Well, Jones got off, but where is Smalling and Lindelof?
Yeah.
In there.
Well, Lindelof got nutmegged, didn't he, by Sigurdsson? But
yeah, out on the right-hand side. But surely Ashley Young he was out on that right-hand side.
I just don't know anymore. Jose Mourinho by his team while Sir Alex Ferguson built his team. Ollie's like Sir Alex Ferguson. Let's give the support that is needed. Klopp took a few years, says Manu Expedith. And Hatanas Kunchai says, send all of them on holiday starting tomorrow and play our youth team for the rest of the season. Ollie out too. And the players we have were working. Why blame Ollie, says Eric Guerrero.
You know what? I hate to say it, mate, but fuck them all, as far as I'm concerned.
I said that at half time, though.
Yeah.
People want to have an agenda. People want to say, oh, Lukaku's shit, Pogba's shit, Martial's shit, it's De Gea's fault. Look, you stick Martial, Pogba and De Gea in a decent side, they'd be far better players. But the point is, it's not just one player. It's the whole team is crap. The whole team is crap.
Come on, Martial.
How's that? Well, he is pulling his shirt.
Yeah, well, I think that started outside the box. But it's awful. It's awful. If the majority of these players are still here next season, it's going to be an absolute waste of fucking time. It really is. The majority of them need to go. At least 6 or 7 have to go.
Well, make sure you subscribe to the channel. The fan cams are going to be very, very interesting. My match reaction will be interesting as well. But I think people were wrong. I think the interesting thing is, when you've been watching the fan cams recently, is that even against Watford when we won and West Ham when we won, people were like, yeah, we'll take the 3 points, but that's shit. I think everybody felt this sort of result was coming, and it has come, and it's so embarrassing that we've basically conceded top 4 without even trying. And it's gone now. It's gone. Yeah. You know, there'll still be talk, we can still do it. We've got to beat City. I can't even think what's going to happen on Wednesday night. We probably will win, Marcus. That's how shit we are. We'll probably manage to win against Man City because we'll raise it. But I don't know. I don't think we will. I don't think there's a cat and mouse chance, actually.
I mean, I think Digne and Bernard have been absolutely superb down that left-hand side. Absolutely superb. And I go back to what I said before we even kicked off, that Bernard will run down that side like Messi did against Phil Jones. And he has done. They've caused all sorts of problems down there. Lindelof had it in the first half. Ashley Young getting the treatment now in the second half.
Yeah.
But it's the fact, I thought with Rickarlison going off, it might have give United a bit of a fighting chance down the left-hand side. But Walcott, again, it's the pace of them. The centre-backs do not like an attacker running at them, especially ours. I mean, that's late there. Phil Jones and Chris Smalling cannot take players running at them with the ball. They prefer them play in front, the slow one-touch passing, but you run at Jones and Smalling, they can't deal with it at all. Absolutely fucking crap. I mean,
here we go.
I mean, Lindelof's playing left back at the minute. Just hit it,
Martial misses. It's the whole lot, isn't it? It's the whole lot. Martial there, he's through. He could play McTominay in. He gets past his man well, and then he shoots wide. It wouldn't matter anyway. A few super chats to read. Jezzy's Mullet says a lot about Ollie's choices. He had no other option than untested youth. Everyone on the field and the bench are crap. No one can make that team work. Zed Barakski says, how can you trust a nobody in terms of managerial success to take United back to the glory days? Ollie is not Zidane and certainly not better than Di Matteo. Craig McCullough Games HD. City are probably watching this and laughing and thinking we're going to have fun on Wednesday. And Biggie third. Klopp took a few years to hit the heights, but Geoghegan pressing was in effect from day one. Ali has the look of Moyes at the end of his tenure. I think that's the worry, isn't it, really? It's the tactics of Ollie. We can all give him time, but when you crash that against the time, will he change? And I think he's made mistakes.
I mean, you look at the team as well. Look to the future. Who do you build this team around? Because it's certainly not Pogba you build it around. And again, the way the team's playing today, you wouldn't blame them.
Well, I didn't even know Marcus Rashford was playing this second half. I've just seen him have a shot.
Yeah,
I'd forgot he was on the pitch.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the youth that's coming through. You look at the midfielders that we've got coming through. What do? You've got to spend money. You have to spend money, and it's going to cost a damn sight more than £200 million. And like I said, if you can cash in on Pogba, if you can cash in on De Gea, if the Glazers guaranteed that the money that they got transferred would be reinvested in the club, then I'd say go for it.
Nathan16 says no manager can fix players not playing for the club. He's right. Sal Bocat says we are a bloody fraudulent team. At this rate, are we still going to get the players we're linked with? Were we ever getting players anyway? We haven't got a director of football. You know you're screwed when Jones, Smalling and Young and the veterans in your team, says Akshay Sood. Alligator says McKenna and Carrick are part of the old boys network and part of the problem. What have they done to deserve staff positions? Decade of this garbage incoming. And Rosie Smith, this whole team is embarrassing. What has happened over the past 5 years? We need a good, solid 5 players next season. All good comments. Thanks everybody who's watched this, by the way, today. You know what I would say is, once this game's over, watch my match reaction, keep your eye on the fan cams, but this evening, get yourself a nice film or something like that. You know, stay up and watch Game of Thrones or something, because that lot don't deserve match of the day. That lot don't deserve you can't sleep. That Fanny was nearly crying when Walcott went through. As I said, man up. Don't bloody cry over these twats. Get the bloody best of 99 on and remember what a United performance is meant to be about. Don't feel sad or upset about that. That's not a Manchester United team out there. That's a bunch of fakers. That's a bunch of bottlers. That's a bunch of frauds. That's not Manchester United. You should phone up the bloody Trades Description Act and get them locked up. Because that's fraudulent, like somebody said. That's not Manchester United. I ain't crying over this shit. Because it's not Manchester United. And Ollie will know that. We need competence in the board, says Tommy Greenman. The only thing is, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer knows what this club's all about. And he's got people he can talk to. Welcome to Prolex 7, the latest member of the club. he knows what Manchester United's all about, and so does Sir Alex Ferguson, and it's their reputations on the line here. He's got to sort it out.
Whoa, that was a great ball in. I think it was Bernard again on the left-hand side. Walcott just didn't catch it right. It was on target, but it just needs. Hopefully the Glazers with these results between now and the end of the season, hopefully the Glazers might think, yeah, fuck it, we've had enough. Let's pack up and sell. And I think that's probably going forward the best decision for the club and for us fans. Someone else. We need just need some new life in the club. We need an injection of money. If that Saudi prince is still available, if he's still interested, yeah, I'd go for it. I just think they cannot. I mean, Lukaku ain't going to get that, is he?
He's got it.
Yeah, he's got it. Holding on to it though, look.
Too long, too selfish. Yeah. Still got it with Pogba. Ain't that first time, oh, fuck off, Matic. It's ironic how we moan about players not playing for the club but give new contracts to the players who give nothing but are letting Herrera go. Exactly. What a great comment that is. Apparently we don't need Herrera though. This is what some United fans were saying. I went mad about it. It's ridiculous.
He's not even made his third change yet either. I know it's probably pointless, but again, a sign of intent to at least get one.
What do we do now until the end of the season, Mark? Says Jack Gaming FC. Mate, it's soul destroying. We needed to win today. I predicted 1-1. Even that looks thick now. I mean, we're losing 4-0 in a game that... I mean, Everton are only really fighting for 7th. We're fighting for Champions League football, and we've been smashed 4-0.
Idrissa Gueye, man, what a shift he's put in today. Seriously, what a shift he's put in. And then you look at our midfield.
Welcome to Akshay Sood, latest member of the club. I think you get the derby out of the way and then you start playing the kids. We've got 3 games left after that, haven't we? Chelsea, Cardiff and Huddersfield especially. I think we need to play some of the kids in that. Ernest Taburi says Pogba's head has not dropped. He's created multiple chances this half. I think Pogba's kept going, yeah. And Rob Wicks, why haven't any of the staff been on the touchline giving the players an earful? They needed a bollocking after 20 minutes. Rashford goes off for Pereira.
But even Rashford, just look at him coming off. Look, there's
moody.
Yeah, they're absolutely dead. This lot, lifeless, gutless, no passion, no nothing. Even
Aaron
in the
Gillespie says was right. We wouldn't lose 4-0. We care rubbish. Welcome to Anthony Jenkins, latest member of the club. Oh, I don't know. We do need a billionaire. We do. I think the problem's that big for United, and I think morally the Saudi Arabian takeover isn't something I don't want. But I think the club needs that. It's just a mess, absolute mess.
It's I see Sanchez there smiling, quite happy looking, sat on the bench, picking up another huge wage packet.
Bang Ding says Klopp had a project. Ollie has a team of bottlers. Well, today's a brilliant result for Chelsea, Arsenal and Spurs because they just realised that only one of them's going to miss out now. And actually, if one of them wins the Europa League, they'll all get Champions League anyway.
Pogba with his run. Lukaku out on the right.
But who's he crossing that to?
Yeah, no one's there. But again, that's bread and butter for the likes of, Keane in that centre-back.
Welcome, White Soda, latest member of the club. Unavailable for you. At this point, I'd rather have the entire Everton team playing for us than those frauds. Yeah, you're not wrong. And Ben Rangsby says, this loss is a blessing in disguise. 3 years needed.
Another corner that doesn't beat the first man.
I think there's something in that. I'd rather have a reality bite than a paper into the cracks.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think these players, they need that. I think Ollie was right in what he said. I don't think he was right in just singling out Martial for a reality check. I think there was at least another 4 or 5 players he could have mentioned. But these players are just not. They're just not good enough. Just not good enough.
Mark Whitton, are you getting my super chats? Yeah, there's just a lot whizzing through, mate. Hopefully this is not rock bottom. Martial is so lazy, says Tom. See, I don't think that helps, Tom. I know it's your opinion, but I don't think... How can you single out Martial for today's game? Like, it's a whole team. It's not one player that we've lost. Yeah. All right, case in point, Tom. We take Martial out, we put Sanchez in. Does that stop us losing 4-0? No, we still lose 4-0 because it's the whole bloody team. Like, nobody's come on and made a big difference. Like, McTominay's come on, right? He'll give everything for a United shirt, but he's limited. He's limited as a player. He hasn't got the ability to grab hold of a game like this and make a big difference. Same with Pogba. Very, very good player, but he can't grab a game like this on his own. You need to play as a team, and we don't play as a team. Welcome to Craig Verge 86, latest member of the club. Sorry, my screen's froze a bit there. Matthew Bradshaw says, why on earth was Fred given the boot but Matic stays in? Still Ollie in, but in order for this to work, the board have got to back him. Cheers. Welcome to One Love, One United. And Rian Johnson says, if Glazers sell, would you rather a British owner or someone abroad? I don't think there's a British owner who could buy Manchester United. No. You're talking billions. And Akshay Sood says, wouldn't hurt Ollie to play the youth team now that our season's ruined. Yeah. Well, as I said, make sure you subscribe and you get your notifications on, because I think the fan cams are going to be very, very interesting. I can't imagine what people are going to say. It's embarrassing. 4-0 is... I don't think we ever lost like this under Mourinho, did we? That's the thing. I don't think we ever got absolutely hammered like we have been today.
It's you know what? Looking at the fixtures ahead, I would make wholesale changes for the Wednesday game. I really would. These players, they need to know that they're not undroppable.
The thing is, you can't. I'm all for youth, but can you chuck youth in against Man City at Old Trafford?
Do you know what, Mark? I mean, you think if top four's gone now, I mean, we're going to get Europa League no matter what if we can't finish lower than 6. So, fuck it, why not? You know, there's nearly 5 there.
Yeah.
Even Seamus Coleman's trying to get in on the act now.
I know, Seamus Coleman with a left-footed volley there.
You know, but I really would. I'd get that young lad, the right back. What's his name? Laird, is it? Laird. I'd chuck Tahith Chong in there. Greenwood. I really would. And you know what? I would probably. I know it's not De Gea's fault today, but I'd probably.
I can see De Gea being out. To be honest, for the next
game. Probably give Romero a run. Some of these players they've got to be dropped. They really have. I think Rashford's got to be dropped. Probably drop Rashford for Martial, drop Rashford for Lingard for Wednesday, drop Lukaku for Greenwood, see how it goes. Stick Chong in there as well, possibly somewhere.
I think the scariest thing of all of this is that what is clear again is that the players are not playing for the manager, and how can that be?
Yeah.
How can that be? He's only just been given the job, and the players are not playing for the manager. And I think people will take that in a way that they've down tools. I don't mean that. I mean but they're not carrying out. I don't mean that they're like willfully trying to get Ollie the sack. What I'm saying is that they're not carrying out the instructions of the manager.
And it's a shame. It really is a shame. I mean, just looking at Dinio's touches, what they're showing here on Sky Sports, everything. He's even 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, at least 10 touches in our box, and that's a left back.
It's just shite. It's absolutely shit. Welcome, Craig Verge 86, latest member of the club. Get Carrick out, says Pratim Azumigi. Get Carrick out and Ollie out. He hasn't got the strategic brains nor the grit to be our manager with his nickname in and whatnot. We'll save a few years. Nick P says Newton Heath were going under and rich investors came to the rescue to form the team we know as Manchester United. Bring on the Saudis. We need a reset. Jack Gaming FC. Mark, I don't understand why we bring on Young at half time. Also, I don't understand why the player dropped their heads after Ollie got the job. Just not acceptable. The Sebson says Europa League has entered the chat. Pogba has left the chat. Done by Icelandic Messi. Armen says good players get demoralised when they play with crap players. And Toby Bunn selects, I thought that 6th would give it as Europa League, but the website says 6th doesn't get European football. Do you know anything else on this? Yeah, I think 6th does get Europa League, unfortunately. Yeah.
Terrible performance all around. These players should be ashamed of themselves, and I really would. I would drop them, the majority of them. I know it's a derby, obviously on Wednesday, but I think the problems here go a lot deeper than whatever that result's going to be on Wednesday night. These players, they need a kick up the arse. They need dropping. Something has got to inject some sort of fear into these players and play like their careers depend on it. And I think Ollie's got to show some balls as well now. You know, he's got to cut that tie with the good old boys that he knows around there and the names in the dressing room.
Yeah.
You know, we've got some good youngsters coming through. Play them. Like, surely they can't do any worse than what we've seen today. Even United's passing at the minute. I mean, Pereira's trying to make a bit of a difference out on this left-hand side. Delow, second ball I've seen go across the face of goal here. Surely that's a foul by Pickford. Surely he pulled McTominay down there.
I think the ref's been poor, but not in a way that he's influenced the game. I just think he's a poor referee. But
no, some of the decisions have been slightly dodgy, but nothing. I think the goals are all fair and legitimate goals. Of course they are. But
go on, Martial, hit it.
Yeah, just hit it, man.
That's not bad.
Hey, yeah, Pickford's made a save.
A few super chats to read out. Ollie in, keep Rashford, Martial, Pogba, De Gea, Delow, Lindelof, Fred, Shaw, the youth. Replace the rest with $500 million. This is Bradley Lecotte. Paul DeLuca, my first memory as a child was watching the Arsenal FA Cup game in '99 when I was about 2. I'll never stop backing United, but this is heartbreaking. Mark G, if Everton can beat the team 4-0, what will City do? Wouldn't be surprised if it's double figures based on this performance. It's pathetic. We'll probably have to park the bus. Welcome to Sadi Razi, the latest member. And Craig Colour Games HT. As a true United fan, it hurts inside to see what is happening at this club. All this money players are on and they can't give a performance. I mean, just quickly about the derby. I know it's very easy to say we've got no hope, but how do you approach a game like that? Do you just say, look, you're playing for the shirts? That clearly doesn't work. We're probably just going to have to... It's probably the worst game Ollie could want after being thrashed by Everton. A home game against your your City rivals at your own place when they're a decent team and yours is shit. It's a nightmare game to have to play.
It is, yeah, because what do? You know, you're in a situation now where the players need, some sort of disciplinary action, surely. I mean, because they need to be told. Obviously Ollie's words in the press conference aren't doing enough. So, yeah, fucking drop them. Why not? It's... I wish he could do more. But, yeah, just drop them for the game. Play the young lads Wednesday. They'll certainly do the shirt proud, and they will fight for it. They will. That's what youngsters do. They play without any fear. So yeah, I mean, let them do it. Let them do it. It's absolutely embarrassing when you think of how much money our club generates and how we used to play football and things like that.
Well, the thing is, it's not like we've lost 2-1 and our top 4 hopes have gone. We've been 4-0 down for what?
Been thrashed.
Yeah, we've been 4-0 down for a long time. This game's been over for a very long time, and we've not reacted to it at all. It's no joke. It's like this is annihilation.
Yeah, it's not even been a close game. United have had one shot on target, I think, which was Martial just now. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. Yeah, it's not been a close game. The stats might show differently, but in terms of possession and stuff, but it's crap. It's absolute fucking crap. It's not good enough. These players are on good money. Some of these players are supposed to be world class talent. They're just not showing it. The players that are in there don't even deserve to wear that shirt. Some of them, and some of them just aren't good enough. And it really needs a major overhaul in the summer. It really does. But I don't see the Glazers spending more than 200 million, to be honest. I really don't.
It's.
I mean, Delo's trying his best here down the left-hand side, but...
I think it's Everton have gone into that phase now, haven't they, where they know the game's won, you don't need to keep fighting, they're into the 90th minute and you're 4-0 up. It's...
I mean, in fairness, United are lucky it weren't 5.
We might get another one here. Walcott's got a lot of pace and you can get after that.
4 minutes added on. I mean, the heads have just gone. It really has. The
heads were gone from minute one. That was the problem, wasn't it? It's just that the heads were never in the game.
They never looked up for this game at all. Never looked up for it. A few of the comments saying, like, they should have been focused coming out of the tunnel, and Pogba was laughing and joking with Snyderlin. Awful performance. Absolutely stunned by it. You think there'd be some sort of reaction after the Barcelona game, and this is the reaction Ollie's got.
I've said this for a long time though, and I say it before every game. You never know what United are going to turn up. You can't trust this team. You can't trust it. And it's going to take a long time for United fans to get the trust back. I'm sure when Liverpool play, even Arsenal play, you expect something from your team. You don't necessarily expect you're going to win every game, but you expect your team to, have a very good chance of winning the game. The problem with United now is that we don't know what we're going to get. In fact, if we're going to get something, we probably know it's going to be what we've had today. You can't trust this football team. So that makes it very, very, very difficult. Because the only way they get their trust back, I don't think you can ever trust these set of players. I don't think they're good enough. So it is a rebuild. It's bringing some youth in. It's removing some of these players. It's bringing in better players. It's going to take a long time, because there's no excuse today. You've got the manager, you've got the players, you've got the rebuild. It's very hard to understand.
I hate to say it, but I know the football wasn't that good under Mourinho, but maybe he had a point saying that some of these players just weren't good enough. And
I still think it was definitely right to sack Mourinho. His football was terrible. He was an arrogant man. He wasn't the right man for Manchester United. And I think what we saw in the first 3 months under Ollie was great. But what we've seen since he's been given the job is just it's really. I think strange.
It's clearly the fault lie. I mean, we can say the Glazers are part of it. Yeah, of course they are. But I think you put this down to when he's been given a job. I think it's firmly at the players' feet. This is because it's no. I'm not seeing much of a difference to what happened with these performances under Mourinho.
Go on then, Marcus. Give us your man of the match, because we're approaching the end of the game. I'm just getting my live stream match reaction set up as well, giving it some thought.
To be honest, mate, I don't think you could say anyone. I think this fucking team is a shambles. Pogba's tried in the second half. I think you'd probably say him, to be honest. He's looked like he's been trying. He's had a couple of decent passes as well. It's not been a great performance, but that's not just down to him. It's down to the whole team. It's not been a great. There's not been any decent individual performances. Defending's been shit. Midfield's been shit. The front line have had no service whatsoever. But Pogba seems to have been the one that's tried to keep his head up in the second half, even though he's fighting a losing battle.
You got something against Pogba, Marcus, says Ryan Rose? No, I think he's just giving him man of the match, you twat. What would you do now? No top four. Let City win to stop Liverpool win the Premier League. I'll think about that later. Over. I mean, the full-time whistle's just gone. The reality is top four's just gone with it. It's embarrassing. Ollie walks out onto the pitch. It's embarrassing. It's just embarrassing to turn up and play like that. Well, they didn't even turn up, did they? But
you should be getting them in the dressing room now and giving them a right fucking going over after that, because the club doesn't deserve performances like that, and the travelling fans don't support, and us, us as fans all over the world don't deserve to watch that. We really don't. Not after what we've seen, how they can be going back 3 months ago. To play like that is an embarrassment. It really is.
MB says, generally lost for words and I feel like a joke. It's interesting watching the United fans clapping and applauding the United players. I suppose you're in that catch-22 situation, isn't it? Because they come and applaud you, you clap them back. I wouldn't clap them. I don't see what you're getting from clapping them. It's not like they were played off the park. They were beat 4-0 because they were shit. But there you go. Anyway, we've got a match reaction to do. Link in the video description. Going to be live there in 60 seconds. Loads and loads to talk about, player ratings, etc. I'll see you on there in 60 seconds. Thanks for coming on, Marcus.
No worries, mate. Pleasure as always. Catch you later, guys, and happy Easter to everyone. Hope you have a good evening, rest of your day. All right.
I'll see you on the match reaction in 60 seconds. What?